tracking an unknown object that seems to be heading for the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. There are reports of strong gusts, lightning strikes, and thunder. Officials are urging fans to take shelter in the rink and rush for the net.
While the air. We'll have another drive here. They go back behind the net looking for a centering play. There it is, they score! It's 1-0. Thunderbirds take the lead here on the road. Hit in front, there it is, they score!
Jack, Gus Ford comes over, and there's a hit, and here we go!
Shooting one through a screen. I don't know how Boris Babic saw it, but he did. Gets to work. They fire one, they score! Roman Kramer wins the game in overtime! And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live inside Hitachi Energy Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. This is the pregame show for tonight's matchup in the showdown between the Thunderbirds and the Bobcats. We're in the midst of playing the Bobcats in 4 consecutive games. That stretch began last weekend with the Thunderbirds splitting road games here at Hitachi Energy Arena. It was a 4-3 loss back on Friday night. And, of course, the Thunderbirds with a 5-3 win here on Saturday in what was a thrilling game. The Bobcats went ahead by 2 back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. But then we had a big fight at center ice with Troy Harwell and Carson Andrioli. And then back-to-back goals for the Thunderbirds. They scored 4 unanswered. They took a 3-2 lead after the first period. Jan Salak, Dion Demke, Gus Ford scoring back in the first period. No scoring in the second period, and then it was Jacob Schnapp to make it a 4-2 game in the third period. Dustin Jasso got on the board for Blue Ridge, and then Gus Ford got the final goal of Saturday's game as the Thunderbirds came roaring back for a win against the Bobcats. Gus Ford was the first star. Nate Keeley was the second star. And what a thriller it was. These two teams will play each other here on the weekend. Puck drop coming up tonight at 7:30. And then tomorrow, the time has been shifted from 6:05 to a 2:30 start for tomorrow's game. We have a look now at the roster and what things look like. This is the latest version of the Thunderbirds roster after several moves were made earlier this week, and in fact, just earlier today, coming from yesterday's transactions. But it's Jacob Schnapp, Gus Ford, John Butita, Jan Salak, Roman Kramer, Corey Cunningham, Zach White, Nate Keeley, Yuri Pastuka, Michael Mania at the forward position. Defenseman now on the roster, Joe Kennedy, as he returns here on the weekend. Connor Craig, Matthew Garcia, Josh LaBelle, James Farmer, Richard Dorina, Igor Ramanel, Troy Harwell, Dion Demke, and Caleb Melanson. The goaltenders, Boris Babic and Chad Purdy. We'll have a look, as we always do, at the out-of-town scoreboard report, and here's what's going on around the league tonight. There have been 2 postponements tomorrow, but all games currently on for tonight's schedule around the FPHL. PD on the road to play Binghamton this evening. Topeka's got a road game against Monroe. Athens playing host to Biloxi. And those are the 2 games affected for tomorrow. So Topeka at Monroe will not happen tomorrow. And Athens has also called their game off, their home game against Biloxi. Watertown will be on the road to play Danbury, and Columbus playing host to Baton Rouge tomorrow. It's been a tightly contested tonight. It's been a tightly contested season series so far between these 2 rivals. We've played 8 of the 12 games in this season series. The Thunderbirds won the most recent one back here on Saturday night of last week. The final score was 5-3. The Bobcats won the first 2 of the series back in October and November, and then the Thunderbirds put together 3 consecutive wins from November the 15th until January the 2nd. We all remember the New Year's Eve high-scoring affair, 7-3 win on home ice, the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. A 3-2 win for the Bobcats on the 3rd to close out that week. And then, of course, they got the better of the Thunderbirds in the 4-3 win right here a week ago. So there's 4 games left in the season series out of 12. The Bobcats and the Thunderbirds will see each other later on in the final week of the regular season in April. But until then, we've got a game tonight and a game tomorrow. Tomorrow's game, again, will be at 2:30 inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Here's what it looks like for the January schedule. Only 2 opponents on the schedule in the month of January. And, of course, the Binghamton Black Bears will be the opponent for the Thunderbirds coming up next weekend on the road. And we see the 2:30 updated start time there for tomorrow's game as well. But several games here against the Bobcats, I mentioned, in a stretch now, playing 4 consecutive against Blue Ridge. And so that's what it looks like here as we set the scene for you at Hitachi Energy Arena on this Friday night. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We will step aside here in the pregame show. During the break, on the video side of things, we will hear from head coach Steve Harrison with a weekend preview and get ready for tonight's matchup between these 2 rivals. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. The puck drops tonight at 7:30.
They call it the Madhouse. I can see why. A track where sparks fly under the lights, grudges grow, and Hall of Fame careers are born. This isn't just a race, it's a reckoning. Welcome back to Bowman Gray. Buckle up, because things are about to get mad.
I like having one company that kind of do it all because I feel like it reduces the mental load of having to research and figure out, what do we call this time? It's just, we'll call Quinn.
We were with a different company that we had a contract with, and our HVAC went out. And they were not able to respond quickly, so that's why we contacted Gwen. And they were able to come out the same day, and we were able to fix that problem. Something that stood out to me about the Gwyn staff members that came to our house is they all seem to really care about doing not just a good job, but also about the house. They paid a lot of attention to detail as far as where they put things and how they installed things to make sure there was no damage. They seemed to really care, as if this was their house. After they fixed our AC unit, we were very impressed that Gwyn had multiple services. So we went ahead and got a service contract with them and have used them for electrical and plumbing and HVAC.
So eventually we knew that we wanted a charging station for our car. What impressed me was it wasn't just a return of an online quote, it was, let's come out and take a look at it. It felt like they were wanting to help, and then the actions followed. They actually were able to come out and help, so I appreciated that. It's that consistency. So when I call, I know what I'm gonna get. They're going to be responsive, they're going to be polite, they're gonna get the job done, and that keeps me coming back.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters, reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovering, it's about training smarter, strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com. Kendall Grayson here with head coach Steve Harrison for our weekend preview. Coach, once again, it's the Blue Ridge Bobcats. The opponent last weekend, a split there on the road. You'll have a home-and-home series with them this weekend. What's the key to getting 2 wins this time around?
Well, you know, we won 5 out of 6 periods there last weekend, as we talked earlier in the week, and hopefully we can win 6 out of 6. So, but we're going to have to come prepared. They'll be hungry, and we have to put our best foot forward. We can't let them jump out on us like the second game and maybe let them in on other games or something like that. So we've got to play very well. We talk about it all the time. I think offensively we're in good shape. It's when we're away from the puck, and it's not just the defense. It's all 5 guys, and we can't give them opportunities like we did last week at times. But you know, for the most part, I like last week, and we just got to keep building on it. We talk about, you know, trying to put this this thing together here, and you don't want to build 3 layers and take 2 off. You want to build 3 layers and add another 3 layers. So that's what we're trying to do here, and this week, and hopefully we can build and not take a step back.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
And welcome back inside Hitachi Energy Arena. Kendall Grayson with you for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as the Thunderbirds look for win number 13 on the season this evening. They'll try to find a road win for the 4th time this year. The Bobcats looking for win number 15 and in search of home victory number 8. The Thunderbirds will wear the white sweaters this evening. They'll move from right to left in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Pine Tree Tavern, the sponsor of the first period. Flo second period, and Culver's has the 3rd period here on the broadcast tonight. As always, American Elevator Company provides the national anthem, and Geico of Winston-Salem will give us the starting lineup. And as we mentioned, the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup, we can have a look at that now. So here's what it will look like for the Thunderbirds. And once again, it'll be Boris Babik in net. Babik this season, he's in search of win number 10 tonight. He has a record of 9 wins, 11 losses, 1 loss past regulation, a goals against average of .324, and a save percentage of .914. His career save percentage is .917, and a goals against average of .285, and an overall record of 43-20-1 on the season. So it's Boris Babik in net, Connor Craig on defense. Also Josh LaBelle, part of the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup on defense. The forwards will be Gus Ford, John Butita, and Jan Salak. And so that's what it looks like for the Geico of Winston-Salem starting lineup this evening. We are waiting for each team to take the ice here in the building. They have just over 3 minutes before we're due to get going for the pregame festivities as the coaching staffs hit the ice now. Head coach Steve Harrison and his support staff already behind the visitors bench here at Hitachi Energy Arena. This will be our final visit to this facility this season until the very last week of the regular season. And so it's the second last overall. We will not be back here until April, but these two teams will see each other tomorrow afternoon with a 2:30 start, a rescheduled start from 6:05 to 2:30 due to the threat of impending weather. And again, that'll be a 2:30 game tomorrow. You can find tomorrow's broadcast, same place you have it here tonight, YouTube, and also on the audio sides, our partners at WTOB Radio. And we'll have a 2:15 pregame show for you tomorrow. The smoke fills to the zone to our left as the Bobcats ready to enter the ice. The Bobcats tonight, they'll be led by number 83, Anthony Schrum. He gets the call in net, and he will try to win for the 10th time this season and 12th time in his FPHL career. The Thunderbirds hit the ice now. If you're watching on the video, they still have the zone to our left, but the Thunderbirds are on the ice. And again, as I said, they'll move right to left in period number 1, the Pine Tree Tavern first period. They will run the intro video and then give us the starting lineup for each team that they do here in this facility. But it will be, as I mentioned, Anthony Schrum, then it's Dustin Jasso, Philip Halavic, Danny Martin, Robin Erickson, and Carson Gallagher, who will be the starters for Blue Ridge this evening.
Thank you.
The Bobcats are in fourth in the Empire Division. The Thunderbirds also in fourth in the Continental Division side of things here in the FPHL. Again, it was a 5-3 win for Twin City over Blue Ridge the last time these two teams got together. We can give you our first out-of-town scoreboard update of the evening as the PD Ice Cats have taken a 1-0 lead on the road against the Binghamton Black Bears. Then that will be the site of the Thunderbirds games next weekend. They'll play back-to-back games on the road against Binghamton. And again, it is PD leading by a goal at 1-0. And that is important on the out-of-town scoreboard report because, of course, we know that it's the Ice Cats and the Thunderbirds who are tied on points in the standings right now. So we'll keep you updated on that game and all the games as we get underway this evening. Thunderbirds have hit the blue line now, and so just ready for the entrance of the Ice Cats. And then we'll have the pregame festivities, the national anthem, and be ready to go here on this Friday night in Virginia. And so here come the Bobcats. They'll move left to right in the first period. And they'll have their primarily blue sweaters on.
And now, Bobcat fans, stay on your feet. It's time to meet tonight's with home services starting lineup.
And so again, they'll give the lineup for the Bobcats, but it'll be Anthony Schrum, Dustin Jasso, Philip Halavic, Danny Martin, Robin Erickson, and Carson Gallagher. Anthony Schrum heads out to the blue line now, and he circles around. And of course, he will soon man the pipes to our left. Forrest Babick will be the goaltender facing off against him this evening. That's our goaltending matchup.
Number 33, Robin
Season series is tied with each team winning 4 games. Thunderbirds will try to take an edge in the season series this evening with a win here on the road.
Assistant by the coach Ryan Van Dyke, equipment manager Devin Rapley, and trainer Josh Stevens. Ladies and gentlemen, the rest of your Blue Ridge Bobcats.
And so the full team hits the ice. We will pause and honor America with the national anthem and then be ready to go here on this Friday night. But before that, they do give the full lineup and the Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup. So again, we'll take a listen to that here live.
And forward, number 10, Gus Ford. And forward, number 14, John Butiga. And at forward, number 16, Jan Salak. The Thunderbirds are coached by head coach Steve Harrison, assistant coaches Billy Turner, Rod Harris, and Kevin Turner, and equipment manager Mike Murphy. Fans, we ask that you remain standing as you are able and remove your hats. Veterans render a hand salute for the performance of the Star Spangled Banner, performed tonight by Melinda Hale.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant. and the home of the brave.
And with that, we are nearly ready for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. They'll have a announcement prior to that, and then we'll be finally ready to go. Thunderbirds moving right to left, and the Bobcats skating left to right here in period one this evening.
The Bobcats organization would first like to say thank you all for coming out for the St. Jude Showdown last Saturday. It was a franchise crowd record of 2,888.
And they announced the franchise record for attendance here last Saturday night. Of course, the Thunderbirds won that game. Final score was 5-3, but the Thunderbirds participated in the St. Jude's weekend here. And they're presenting a check now. And so nearly $20,000 raised for that cause here last weekend. John Boutita out there to represent the Thunderbirds for this ceremonial puck drop and picture.
And now fans, please continue to direct your attention to the ceremony doors for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. Presented by Katie Evans, Director of Marketing with Senior Home Share.
All right, here we go. See if there's any fireworks tonight between these two rivals. Thunderbirds looking to begin the weekend with a win here on the road and return for tomorrow afternoon's game with momentum. Here we go. Thanks for joining us. Puck drop at center ice, and tonight's game is underway. Fired immediately into the attacking area for the Bobcats. They'll look to run this one down on the far side corner. LaBelle look to work it back in behind the net. Boris Babik near side. Jan Salak racing in. High in the zone on Babik, and he's got it. He'll scoop it up. And a stoppage with 19:45 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Defensive zone face-off for Ford. Goes back down for LaBelle. And they'll work from there. Connor Craig moves across quickly to Boutita, then Ford, then Salak onside with Ford. Holding on to it along the near side boards. They'll fight for possession from there. It's high in the zone. And rolling out to center ice. Played by the captain, Boutita. Snaps it across the ice to find Connor Craig. And he'll lift it ahead. Craig was the guest on the Coach Harry Show earlier this week. Live at Dave & Buster's on Tuesday. Did a great job. Stuckless onside shot. An easy save from that range from Boris Babik. Collected by Zach White. He'll throw a high one off the backhand. Way high to center ice it goes. It drops down. And they'll look to advance it from there. Here comes Corey Cunningham. Powers his way down the wing. And he's run into it as they look to move Cunningham away from it. Cunningham on the far side. Tries to work it free of Zach Ross. Then it goes up top to Ramanow. Long shot in on goal. And a save made by Anthony Thrum. Yuri Pastuka out of tonight's game. Also Troy Harwell and James Farmer not skating tonight for the Thunderbirds. Left circle face-off here for Zach White. Early on, they give us an update. Shots on net are 1-1. Here's White from the left circle. Readies. And down he goes as Mercurio looked to play it away from him. Cunningham to it, and then Ramanow. He'll fire ahead. Far side for White. From the dasher. Now it's down flat. Just to the far side again. Taken aside, though, by the Bobcats. They look to work it from there with Radchenko. Then we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it with Ramanow back skating into the defensive end. Collected again by Zach White. White will flip it high, and then he goes off on a change. 17 goals, 18 assists on the season for White. Jacob Schnapp looks to take it away in the attacking area with 18:16 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thanks for tuning in tonight. These two rivals right back at it tomorrow. 2:30 the time of the puck drop. Andreoli tried to play it quickly onside. It was shut down the line, though, from LaBelle. He moved it quickly across the rink and then played by Michael Mania to look to play it ahead. See if the Thunderbirds can find it with Keeley. Then it's stripped away and back the other way it goes quickly. So they'll move it down the rink, played by the goaltender Boris Babick. Thunderbirds look to find it here, and they move right to left. Mania sends along to Keeley. Keeley holding on to it, snaps it ahead. And just out of the reach of Mania as he tried to cross over the blue line. He moves the other way as the Bobcats will have it here. As Connor Craig looks to steal it away, Josh LaBelle will. So LaBelle now has it, turns his head up and looks for options up the ice. He'll chip it ahead, looking for John Butita to make a play on it. Butita has found it, long shot through traffic, and through a deflection it goes wide of the net as Robin Erickson blocked it. Butita in search of goal number 6 on the year. It's back behind the goal line. 17-13 left to play in period 1. We are scoreless early on here in Whitwell tonight. It's chopped ahead by the Thunderbirds. They'll look to make changes, and for now they'll keep everyone out there. You see Joe Kennedy step over the boards for the first time this evening. And they call this back for an offside of the blue line. So Joe Kennedy back in the lineup. This is game number 6 for him on the season. Career game 142.
C-A-T-S! C-A-T-S! Let's go!
It's off outside of the Twin City defensive ends. And they'll win possession here back to Kennedy. Kennedy drops it back, looks to play it ahead now for Gus Ford. Ford will throw it through the neutral zone. And we'll see the Bobcats go chasing it down here in the defensive end. There's Zach Ross behind the net. Far side, they'll look to get it back to him as Ford steals it. Looks for an option in front of the goal. Ford holding on to it, tries to stuff it to the far side, and it rolls in on Schrum, and he covers it. And so Anthony Schrum, the goaltender, able to make a play on it. Schrum from North Shores, Michigan. Of course, his counterpart, Boris Babick from Slovakia. That's our goaltending matchup. We've seen that matchup in net quite a few times here in the last few times these two teams have faced off. And from the far side, there's the face-off. Thunderbirds look to win possession back. It's in behind the goal. Cunningham in search of it, along with Roman Kramer. Found by Cunningham, and it's out to center, and found there by Josh LaBelle. LaBelle with 4 goals and 26 assists on the year. Out towards the red line. As the Bobcats will move it ahead. LaBelle goes back to find it behind the net. Quickly across, played by Kramer, back to LaBelle again. Now it's Craig looking for it is Cunningham, and moved away from him. Shots now even up at 2-2 officially. Thunderbirds look to track it down here in the defensive territory. They hold on to it with Craig. Out towards center he goes, way down the rink, and this is going to be called for an icing. So 15:43 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period, and we are scoreless. Faceoff comes back into the Thunderbirds defensive territory. It's Dion Demke with Roman Kramer, Josh LaBelle, Zach White, Connor Craig on the ice. Those are the 5 skaters who will look for it here. Now they goes from White, one away from him, high in the zone. And they'll move it down back behind the goal line. Down here by the Thunderbirds, Craig nearly gave it away, and then White holds on to it, and Zach White will zip it across the ring. Down by Roman Kramer. He's pinned to the far side corner. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can get to it here. Zach White goes across the zone. Found by Demke. Dion Demke with a high flip through the neutral zone and eventually in the far side corner. Thunderbirds make changes back behind the play. Twin City now out shooting Blue Ridge at 3-2. Still no score. Ramming out. Sets it across. Kennedy towards the net and it goes wide. 4:55 gone by in the matchup. Far side of the building. Kennedy will find it again in front. They'll look to bury one here with Schnappen on goal. Rebounds there. They're looking for it and it goes in. And it's 1-0. It's a bounce and makes it 1-0. 14:55 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. In it goes. Joe Kennedy leads the line. We'll see if it's his. Jacob Schnapp was down there looking for it as well. It may be Joe Kennedy's first of the season. And Anthony Schrum was out of the net there, aggressively trying to play it. And in it goes. And it is Joe Kennedy.
Number 6, Jacob Schnapp, and number 36.
Kennedy from Schnapp and Demke here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. We'll be due for a media timeout of the next stoppage, of course, unless it's another goal. as the Thunderbirds take the lead here on the road 1-0. They'll look for it along the near side boards. We'll see if Twin City can get to it here. Back and forth they go. It's found by Danny Martin. Nearly gave it away to Jan Solak. Butita had it briefly and then played off the backhand from LaBelle. Across they go with Erickson. They zip it just along the red line at center. Gallagher has it, and he slams it down and looks to play. Now it's back down behind the net. Connor Craig will look for it. And we'll see the Thunderbirds play along the near side boards here in the defensive end. But it's 1-0 with Twin City taking the lead here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period on the road. Gus Ford circling around. He'll zip a pass near side to Josh LaBelle. As they look to cross onside here. Down behind the net. And it's looking on at Schrum, and the Bobcats will find it from the defensive zone. Through center they go with it onside. Let's see if Twin City can find it here behind the net. Still the Bobcats zone. Dustin Jusso. They'll look to fire it ahead. As Kennedy went down, fans like that. Long shot, and it goes wide of Babick back in behind the net. Blue Ridge looking to tie the game here at 1. Picked off nicely there by Corey Cunningham on the intercept. Moves it across to find Kramer. Roman Kramer across the zone. Kennedy looking for another one. Fires it on goal, and Strum makes the save. Meanwhile, Cunningham is down in the goal crease, not moving. And they'll have to stop the play here. And so Cunningham is down. Let's hope he's all right. He's on the far side post as training staff is out there. 13-18 left to go in the period. They sound the horn for the media timeout. And so we will step aside and take it as Cunningham is standing. It looks like he'll be able to make his way to the bench. Thunderbirds hockey media timeout. We'll be right back.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate. Two pillows, endless possibilities.
$13-18 left to go in period number 1 as the Thunderbirds will look for it here following the media timeout. Face off, and it went away from Twin City, so it's played here by the Bobcats, and they'll move it onside. 13:05 left to go in our first period. They updated the shots on goal during the break at 8-2, favoring the visitors. Of course, the Thunderbirds leading this game by a goal at 1-0. Joe Kennedy from Jacob Schnapp and Dion Demke at 5:05 on the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Kennedy's 26th goal of his career and his first this season here in his 6th game. Rejoin the team here on the weekend. They'll cross over the blue line. Far side is Andrioli as the Bobcats have it. They drop it back, but Josh LaBelle's there to pick it off. LaBelle holding on to it and sets the pass along the near side. Found by Butita. Butita pulled it off the half wall, got it up quickly to Keeley. And then Keeley fired one that was intercepted and played by Halavic. He went across to Erickson, and Danny Martin wipes it onside with 12:13 left to go in period number 1. Far side of the building, Butita lost in his skates. He'll try to get it back here. Bobcats center to Gallagher, and they're looking to take it away. It's up and over Babick as it falls down back behind him. 8 minutes gone by in the game. Jan Solak forces the play out to the neutral zone. And collected here by Erickson. He backed up, and then he moved along to Philip Halavic. Blue Ridge on a rush. They'll step onside, and this one, a shot attempt from the far side, goes well wide of Boris Babick. behind the goal for just so. Stolen away by Josh LaBelle. John Slalock run into, stays on his skates though, then it was taken away from him. Just so turns, fires one wide of the goal. Ball's down, still in play here. Gallagher zips it in front, backhand, they score. And the drive in front will tie the game at 1 with 11:22 left to go in the first period. And it appears to be just so. And that'll be scoring play number 11 for him this year. Career goal number 132. Just so from Gallagher, and we're tied again, 1-1 as we're back. Fire down the ring, Zach White will look for it here, played first by the goaltender Anthony Schrum. Going down there was Mania, stands back up, and we'll see if Twin City can regather it here. Out to center, fired ahead from a slap shot from Joe Kennedy, pushed aside by the netminder Anthony Schrum. Back out to center. This time it's Stuckless. Stuckless steps onside. Long shot blocked in the skates by Ramanel. Then in on goal and turned aside by Boris Babick. Babick makes a save from range there as he shots on net. Now showing to us is 8-4. Favoring the Thunderbirds. They'll make changes. We've yet to see a penalty called in tonight's game. It's been all 5-on-5 so far. Nate Keeley to the circle. And here we go. It's Keeley against Reller, and now it'll be Schnapp against Reller. Here's Schnapp, and down it goes. They'll battle for it, and held on side here by Timothy St. Pierre. They fire around the zone. They couldn't hold the line, though. And this will be a good break for the Thunderbirds. This will allow Babick to go back and play it here behind his goal. And he finds Josh LaBelle. So LaBelle settles it, and then he starts to climb the defensive end. Out towards the blue line he goes, and off the backhand, fires down the ring. Now Anthony Schrum has it, far side corner. All the way to the Thunderbirds defensive zone. They'll pick it up from there. Back to Connor Craig. He's run into by Andrioli. And across they go. Knocked onside by Nate Keeley. On the bottom of the near side circle. Pushed ahead by Seth Bacon. Out to center. It's Andrioli. Trying to go back in front of the net. And a good defensive play made by Joe Kennedy. So Dion Demke has it. Once again, we're under 10 minutes to go in period number 1. So due for another media timeout at the next stoppage unless we have a goal. Kennedy up to Keeley. Keeley goes ahead. And had it taken away. Just so has it. Long shot, save made by Babick. 9:39 left to go in period number 1. A nice save made by Boris Babick. And that will take us to our second media timeout of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds hockey 1-1. We'll be right back.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
return from the media timeout, far side of the building. Thunderbirds will find it here from the face-off. Kennedy back behind the goal. He'll play to the near side of Jan Salak. Salak nearly had it taken away, and he was able to move it down the rink. It's in the near side corner, and unfortunately this is going to go for an icing. They updated the shots on goal there during the media timeout, now favoring the Thunderbirds 9-6. Tie game at 1. And period number 1 was a 5-3 win here last time on the ice, back on Saturday night. Right back here again at Hitachi Energy Arena. Joe Kennedy at 5:05. Dustin Gisso tied the game at 8:38. Gus Ford in a circle. He'll look to win it. Far side there. Collected and flipped ahead by Richard Dorina. Down by Philip Halavic in the defensive end. Halavic, he's searching for it, and he'll settle it down and look to fire up the ice. From the near side, play by Gallagher. Gallagher nearly gave it away to Dorina, and he did give it away. It was Ford that jumped in to find it. So Ford, then Salak. Salak out to center, and they missed the pass again. This is going to go for another icing against the Thunderbirds. 8:59 now left to go here in the Pine Tree Tavern, first period. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Watertown leading Danbury 1-0 on the road. And Athens with a 1-0 lead on home ice against Biloxi. Still a 1-0 lead for PD on the road against Binghamton. Face-off victory for Twin City. Far side corner, Dorina went down to the ice. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can play it from there. Kennedy, then Dorina, then out to center, and calling for a change this time is John Butita, and they'll make a 5-player swap. Blue Ridge wants to go quickly with the Thunderbirds trap nearly changing, but things will settle down as Twin City got their players back over the boards, and they'll hunt it down back behind the goal. Fouled by Zach White. White has room to work. A high flip over the logo at center ice. Roman Kramer looking to find it in the near side corner. Cunningham comes crashing in. Kramer played it just for a moment, and with 8:20 left to go in the period, a good check there. They'll snap a pass out to LaBelle, then fired ahead, and collected by Radchenko. Radchenko gave it up to the Thunderbirds, played by Cunningham. A soft limp goes ahead with it, then White tried to find Kramer on a pass. Back across it goes, collected by the Bobcats and Daly. Justin Daly, he's onside with it, looking to give Blue Ridge the lead. A high flip in the air, and Bacon will hold the line. Off the back of the net, Connor Craig has room to work with 7:47 to play in the first period in a tie game at 1. Bobcats have it, and they'll throw it in front of the net here. Look out as they tried a one-timer to Reller that didn't work. Kramer, long pass on the way, and Reller detected that one. Kramer let the zone release, and he nearly found Zach White on a long pass. Shot still showing to us is 9-6. Back behind the net, given away, and nearly stuffed home on the near side post. See if Twin City can find it. Daly, he'll put it down behind the net, collected by Ramanow at the backhand. Just goes away from Jacob Schnapp. They'll put it in the far side circle there, just from the hash marks. As they look to work it away, long shot goes well wide of Babic, and Halavic will throw one in on net, kicked out. Another one goes wide of the goal. Thunderbirds here in the defensive end, in need of a clear. See if they can get to it. Schnapp nearly had it out towards center, given back away. Bobcats, Halavic shoots it. Save made by Babic. Nice work there from Boris Babic to keep it a tie game at 1. Blue Ridge fans applaud the effort as they can feel a bit of a surge coming on here. Also, the Thunderbirds can win this face-off in the defensive end and then work right to left quickly down the ice. Shots are 9-7. The game is tied at 1. Here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Gus Ford, he'll look to win this face-off against Carson Gallagher. They lock up now, and it's found by Ford and then LaBelle. LaBelle goes across to swing a pass to the captain, John Butita. Back to the near side, Jan Salak, but he's held up at the blue line. Back down the rink he goes. Collected by the Bobcats. Long clear through the neutral zone. It was shut down by Craig, but then it's found by Martin. Martin drops it back to Gallagher. Shot goes wide of the goal. Babic may have got a piece of it as it goes off the glass. And all the way out to center. 6 minutes, 17 seconds left to play in the first period. As we're tied here at 1, we get to see a penalty called in tonight's game. It's been all even strength. Thunderbirds had Joe Kennedy score just over 5 minutes into the game. And about 3.5 minutes after that, Blue Ridge tied it with a goal from Dustin Jasso. Far side of the building. See the Thunderbirds can get to it here. Back to the near side, Stuckless has it. They'll zip it across the rink, and they call this back for an offsides. 5:50 now left to go. They even the shots on goal, tally at 9 apiece. Twin City looking to win a road game for the 4th time this season, looking to win overall for the 13th time. Blue Ridge in search of home win number 8 and their 15th win of the season. Face off outside of the attacking area here for Zach White. He readies, off the backhand it goes. He'll try to find it here in the neutral zone. Picked up along the logo by Cunningham and then fired ahead by Darina. And the near side corner. It's played from there with Radchenko. Belarusian defender for Blue Ridge. And zips a pass ahead of him. Here they go with Kozyrev. Back across the rink. Nikita Kozyrev finds it. Joe Kennedy looks to swipe it away. Played by Roman Kramer, then back to Kennedy, then back to Kramer. White open at center, and they try to get it to him. It was taken away. Boris Babic slowed down the advance as the Bobcats dropped it back onside. It's in behind the net. Look out, wrap chance shut down by the pads of Babic, not out. And a long shot is blocked here by Zach White. Joe Kennedy, they'll look to move it out. Controlled by Seth Bacon. Bacon goes ahead. And then this goes past the glove hand of Darina. He tried to catch it, he throws it down. And back behind the goal here is Richard Darina, 6'4", 216 out of Slovakia. And this is his 15th game of the season for number 15. Under 5 minutes to play in the period, so once again due for another media timeout. Near side found by Keeley here in the attacking area. Back behind the goal. Out towards center, way down the rink. This will not go for icing though, and so the Thunderbirds will have room to go back and play it in the defensive ends. Here's Kratz. Looking to fire it out to center, he does. Dion Demke has it. Demke scored the first goal of his career here last time on the ice. Nice moment for him here last weekend. Twin City's onside, Schnapp, and it just rolled away. Schnapp looked to take it back behind the goal, bouncing around on Demke. And Blue Ridge moves it out to the logo at center. Right back for the good guys, though, as Josh LaBelle gets to it and drops it ahead. 3:53 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Blue Ridge now out shooting Twin City by 1 at 10-9. Tied up on the scoreboard, though, at 1-1. These two teams back in action tomorrow. The start time has been adjusted. There'll be a 2:30 start tomorrow afternoon in Winston-Salem. Onside Andrioli, and in on goal, shut down by Babic on a long shot. Media timeout. We'll step aside here for the final time in period number 1 and be right back. Thunderbirds hockey.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pinebrook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples designed championship golf course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
.35 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period as we return from the media timeout. Defensive zone face-off on the way for Ford, and it falls down as he'll win it along to Joe Kennedy. Across they go, Igor Ramanow and John Butita at center. Carson Gallagher got to him, and then they deflected it up into the Bobcats bench. Coming up in the first intermission break on the video side of things, we will have the Cup of Joe segment and also hear from Coach Harry and the Coach Harry Show. WTOB listeners will hear the Coach Harry Show interview during the break. And that's coming up in 3:25 of game time. Ball start on the face-off at center. Now they'll do it. And away we go. Kennedy near side. He'll find the former Bobcat, Igor Ramanel. Ramanel charges onside, and they lost the handle of it. And so back it goes and collected again. They'll look to play forward. Goes down for Robin Erickson. Erickson finds it from there. We'll see if Twin City can locate it here out towards center. Jan Salak. He's battling back for possession. Back and forth they go. Salak finds it and looks to drive it ahead here off the backhand. Stick handling onside. Out the center from Ramanel. Salak doing some pushing and shoving with Robin Erickson. He takes a look at him as the Thunderbirds and the Bobcats both get line changes here at the neutral zone. Blue Ridge has it. Philip Palavic, long pass. Great job there from White to steal it out of midair and get along to Kramer. Kramer onside looking for a play to Cunningham. And they intercept it. Now it's a one-on-one the other way. Mercurio. And he gets moved off the puck by Connor Craig. Craig got back on Mercurio there. Nicely done. 2:14 left to play in period number one, the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Kramer's onside and looked to zip it in front of the goal to find Zach White. Taken aside though. Here they come the other way, and Kozyrev sent a pass across the ice to Mercurio, but it didn't land, and they had to go find it in the far side corner. Thunderbirds get back to it, and they call this back for an offside as White tried to chip it to the near side boards to find Roman Kramer. 9 goals on the year for Kramer, 52 in his career. This is his 110th career game. He has 81 career assists as well. Offensive zone face-off outside the offensive zone rather for Keeley, and he wins it back and eventually fouled by Kennedy. Kennedy goes to Ramanel, and he slams it across, looking for a play up to Jacob Schnock. Just out of his reach as he's trying to track it down. Back through the neutral zone it goes, and Kennedy will go back to find it here. Kennedy plays it back to center as he briefly backpedaled into the defensive end. Given away, though, at center. And onside, a chance for Daly. Daly nearly took it away. Across it goes, and they slam it wide of the net. Found here by Ramanel. Looks to drive it out to the blue line. 1:15 left. Turnover. In on goal, and saved at the very last second by Babick. I think there was some room to fire there on Babick, and he closed up the hole at the very last second. They're trying to go 5-hole on it. 65 seconds left to play in period one. Bobcats holding on to it high in the zone as Timothy St. Pierre gets it down low. Found by Kennedy. Kennedy will look to chip it out, and the Thunderbirds will track it down here. Out to center for Keeley, and Keeley battling for it in front of the visitors' penalty bench. Fired ahead, and collected by Babick. Babick made a save of the glove. Now, just out of the reach of Salak. And once again, passes by the penalty box area. The scorer's table is down below us. LaBelle finds in the corner, then pulls it back behind the goal, behind Babick. 20 seconds left to go here in the Pine Tree Tavern, first period. Moved ahead. Salak, they'll cross one more time onside here late in the period, looking to make something happen. And taken aside by the Bobcats. They got it here with 7 seconds left. Back to center it goes, and LaBelle holding on to it, pulls it back into the defensive end, and that should do it for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And so that's it for period number one, as we got a tie game 1-1. Thunderbirds being outshot here at 13-9, and they'll try to take the lead coming up in our flow second period. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in on the broadcast tonight. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, or if you're listening in with our audio partners at WTOB Radio, we certainly appreciate it. It is our first intermission break, as we will step aside and be right back with our intermission programming. And after one, we're tied 1-1.
They call it the madhouse. I can see why. A track where sparks fly under the lights, grudges grow, and Hall of Fame careers are born. This isn't just a race, it's a reckoning. Welcome back to Bowman Gray. Buckle up, because things are about to get mad.
Welcome back, Thunderbirds fans. This week on Cup of Joey, I'm number 35, Boris Babic. Boris, welcome.
Thank you for the invite.
I've been inviting you for a while now. I'm glad that you finally accepted it.
Okay, yeah, I got time right now, so yeah,
I appreciate you taking the time.
You're welcome.
So, Boris, this isn't the first time that you've been around on the team. This is your second stint, technically. All right,
my bad.
Is this your first time on recording anything here?
That's my wife. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Take it. No problem.
Daj mi sekundu, robím podcast.
Tell her to say hi to the camera too.
Say hi to the camera.
This is Boris's wife.
Dobre, neotravuj, robím teraz rozhovor. Pa. Be good.
Well, now that your wife has made an appearance, you playing in America, how has that been for you?
It's pretty good, actually. That's my third year, I think. Yeah, so I came my first year when it was Rutledge was here, and I feel pretty good here. So
then you left us. You went back to Europe.
I actually not left us, but like not left you guys. But that something happened, so I cannot wait for the team. So that it was kind of complicated. And was like I wasn't protected. They trade me to Button. No, actually, no, it wasn't trade. They picked me up. They like usually working.
Like the expansion draft.
Yeah, expansion draft. Yeah, and this stuff. So they trade me to Baton Rouge. Actually, they picked me up. So I don't know. I talked with them, but it was like communication like zero. So I just like think about that. I talked with John. What are we gonna do about that and this stuff and like. Was kind of complicated, and I signed it to Europe again, and we figured it out for the next season, and that's happened, and now I'm finally here 2 years in a row. So yeah, I love it here. You know that.
Oh, I know. This place, I always call it a black hole. Players find their way here, and then they never leave.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
So you're staying here for a while, huh?
I wish.
So you got that lifetime deal like the rest of us? It's only a matter of time before you start working in the office, huh?
It's kind of different now, but it's I do what I can do.
Well, what do you normally do now that, I mean, obviously we talk about players on a personal level besides playing at the rink. Like, what do you do around town now that you like it around here so much?
No, I got the dog here, so I just after practice I gonna take a little bit of walk with her, and then I just rest of the day I work a little bit on computer, like this stuff, not too much, and then I'm going to the gym and make a dinner or something like that, and it's basically my everyday is same, so nothing changed, but like.
You have your routine and you stick to it.
Yeah. Last year I was different. I got coaching kids. This year I do that too a little bit. It's not too much free ice, so I kind of different this year, but it's still all right.
Nice. Well, circling back to playing, what was your journey like? How'd you get to Winston in the first place, in your first go around with Rutledge?
How I came here?
Yeah, like where were you playing before, and then how did you get here?
I'm playing before in Slovakia, and then I got a little bit contact with Rutledge because of my agent. He just talked with him, and like I got other two options. This came to FPHL, but like when they
what were the other two options?
It was Port Huron,
Oh,
and the
God.
second one I don't even remember, and third one was Carolina Thunderbirds. I know that a couple Czech guys was here and it was pretty good and everything. And just like I know Pavlas, so I know he was here, so I know about this place kinda. So this my first choice was Carolina Thunderbirds for sure, and then it happened like make visa stuff and everything has happened, and then I just came left. So
What is that process like for European players to get over here? Like, what do they have to do? Because like,
and then you need a couple papers and from club, and then it's working like you need to go to the page, fill it out, couple papers, like couple. It is a lot of papers. Like you just put in yes, no, like something like that. And then you're going to embassy after 3 weeks. Then invite you, and they want to talk a little bit with you and like this stuff, like what you gonna do here, and like it's like I already give you paper, like I'm gonna play hockey, or try out and like this stuff, and it was like okay, all right. So they give it to me. It was more easy than my 4 years already ago. That was more easy. Now like guys going right now there, it's kind of complicated because of the Trump stuff and everything about this, so it's kind of complicated. Make visa right now. Still like probably still easy, but like not like when I was there.
so I was gonna say, how long does that process like take?
It's for me it's take like 2 months.
2 months. Wow. And
Yeah, but I do that first time. I will be do that now really quickly because when I fill it out the papers, you cannot do mistake, and I do a couple of them because I do speaking, and I translate the stuff and like that's no make sense. So I kind of couple of mistakes, and then I call them as like, yeah, it was around 1 month and a half or 2. Yeah, I remember Atlich called me like when he was supposed to be coming here, like I still waiting for my passport because when they say you yes, they don't give it to you passport right now. They need to put in the paper on your passport that you got a visa and then send it to you. So I just waiting like almost 2 weeks for the passport.
Is it easier for like U.S. players to come play in Europe, or is it just as hard?
Actually, I don't know. I think I don't think so. That when it was in the vacation, you need visa.
No, they just
came and they give
they
you.
asked me like how long I'm gonna be there and why I'm there.
Yeah, usually it's supposed to be there like 6 months, and do need some process then. But like I don't think so. They're so strict there. So if you left, they will be like, all right, he left. So they don't gonna make you trouble, or if you stay longer than 6 months. But no, I think it's more easy for US or Canadian people going to Europe.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, I've always
kind of like. I remember when I play in Zvolen.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Coach Harry Show. Thank you. Coach, we'll get started with some fan questions here, and this one doesn't have a specific name to it. Just says, what was your favorite moment from the games last weekend? Connor, we'll start with you.
Probably winning.
That's mine too. Yeah.
I think Troy turning the game around. And my next one was at the end of the game when they had a big crowd and the buzzer, and you look up in the stand or up in the scoreboard, and it said 5-3 for the Thunderbirds. I think there was a lot of disappointment in the crowd there, and in this game here, it's always nice to give a little dig. And as I said, I think everybody felt pretty good after that they put their eggs in the basket there, and as I said, we came away with it, so it was pretty enjoyable.
When we're on the road and Gus scored that goal like he did, but anywhere on the road you can see him start to file out a little bit early, and I always enjoy that. Always enjoy it. This is a great question here, Coach. It says, how deep does the snow need to be to cancel the game on Saturday?
Well, it depends on where you are in the country. In Canada, they don't cancel. In Texas, it doesn't even have to snow; they just cancel it anyways. Here, I'm not sure the actual parameters here.
We're somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between there. So we got our fingers crossed. That if it does, hopefully it's the temperature's a little higher and it doesn't freeze or anything like that. So hopefully if it does come down, then it goes away quickly. So we'd like to get these 2 games. We got a big game Friday night. We have to go up there. And then obviously Saturday night, we got a big night there with the race car or NASCAR night. So hopefully it's a big weekend. And as I said, hopefully the snow doesn't take away from those 2 games. As I said, Connor and I were like, in Canada, you just play. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it snows or not snows.
Pretty much, yeah.
Connor, this one's for you. Do you have any brothers and sisters? If so, where are you in line with them?
I have one older sister, 2 years older.
Okay.
What does she do?
Good question. I can't think of what it's called.
Oh.
I'm on the spot.
She live at home?
She lives by herself.
Yeah, I got
you. Coach, I think this one will be for you. Are the players required to have fight straps and to fasten their fight straps? When they play.
Yeah, you have to have them. I think though that the jersey came off the other night there. I don't know. Sometimes you get those special. I guess you call them specialty jerseys. I don't know if they're the greatest. To be honest with you, it's more or less they get them like that. But if you look at our normal game jerseys, those ones are a lot better. And they if they're tied up, once in a while they're going to come off. But for the most part, they shouldn't come off.
We got a question here about your goaltenders. Obviously, Boris has been playing a lot lately, and a question here about is he going to continue to play and play every game? Will we see Purdy at all, or maybe someone else potentially?
Well, that's the $64,000 question that I ask every day to myself. And right now, Boris has got the ball, and he's going to run with it here a little bit. And I have confidence in Mr. Purdy, but it's just a situation where my job is to put people in to be successful. And where we are in the at the stage of the season, where we're at against other teams, things like that, I put it all in a basket and I sort it out and I try to put people where to be as successful as they can. Does it always work out? No, it doesn't. But right now, I'm going with Boris, and we'll see what happens. And you never know. You're always looking. You're always seeing like that. But as I said, I respect Mr. Purdy a lot. He's come in here. It's been a tough situation for him, but he kind of knew what was going to happen when he got here. And as I said, it's just it's one of those situations where there's probably going to be a time that he'll get in there. But as I said, right now, Boris is going to go Friday.
And that leads us to a really good question here, just a general question about where the Thunderbirds are ranked right now, where we stand. So we can look at, the standings, fourth place in the division, and Columbus is a little bit, right there ahead of us, but, PD's tied, and obviously crucial games. I've been, every time we go to play on the weekend, I've been watching what PD's doing, very interested in them, and just kind of right here in the middle here in the fight.
And that's what we've got to look at. Right now, the 4 teams make the playoffs. So that's every day we've got to make sure that at the end of the rainbow that where we're at. And as I said, the one year I won the championship, I think I was in 4th. So it doesn't matter where you get as long as you get to the dance. And if you're playing well, then anything can happen. So that's where we've got to get to. And again, with the 3 points there, we put some wins together. We get some rolling here, and as I said, situations with other teams. But we got to take care of our business. We can't be worrying about PD every night or worrying about if Columbus is playing or who they're playing. We've got to take care of our business. And if we do that at the end of the year, as I said, I believe we're going to be in the top 4, and that we'll go from there.
Sounds good. Connor, we'll go back to you. This question says, how old were you when you first started playing hockey?
Probably like around 3. I just started on like the pond, random pond. Parents took me out to skate. How most Canadians start, I say.
Okay. This next question says, are you enjoying Winston-Salem so far?
Yeah, it's nice here. Not much to do. Well, that I've just got here, so just kind of trying to get back into the roll of things with hockey and everything. So haven't really done much, but.
Okay.
You know, when you get back like that, you know, as I said, he jumped right in. He got here. I think he only practiced a couple times, and then we played. So he hasn't really had a chance to you know, as I said, with our schedule, you know, we've been go. So it's, as I said, not a lot of time right now. And as I said, we're going to have a little break coming up here, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But other than that, once that ends up, then it's going to be it's full throttle.
Do you want to talk about it now? We actually have a question that says, Coach, what do you do with the weekend off that's coming up?
Well, I won't let the cat out of the bag. The boys will find out tomorrow what we're going to do, and we're going to give the boys a few days off. They need it. They got to do it. And as I said, you know, we're going to make sure that we're prepared enough, because right after that's when we play PD 3 games in a row that week. Next weekend, I think we play 2, and then we play another 3 right after that. So, you know, the next 14 or 15 days after that, it's probably in a 17-day span. We're going to play like 3, 6, 8 games. So it's you know, get some rest, and hopefully they can have a little bit of fun. But as I said, it'll be back to business pretty fast.
Connor, this question wants to know, were there any Thunderbird players who you played with in the past prior to currently being on the team together in Winston-Salem?
I played with Troy and LaBelle and Danbury. Okay. That's it. No one else.
Nobody back home? Nobody from back home?
No.
When you compete at your best, you need a team that keeps you moving. At Yadkin Physical Therapy, we're proud to be the official physical therapy provider of the Twin City Thunderbirds. From the first evaluation to hands-on treatment, we focus on what matters: reducing pain, restoring mobility, and building confidence. Because performance isn't just about recovery, it's about training smarter: strength, stability, balance, and control. Our therapists tailor every plan to each individual so you can return to the ice, the gym, or the job feeling stronger. The same level of care we provide the Thunderbirds is here for our whole community. Students, weekend warriors, and families, helping you stay healthy and perform at your best. Yadkin Physical Therapy in Yadkinville. Call 336-677-1800 or email ypt@yadkinphysicaltherapy.com. And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hitachi Energy Arena for the second period here on the broadcast. Kendall Grayson with you as always as we get ready to go for the Flow second period. The game is tied at 1. Blue Ridge outshot Twin City 13-9 in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. The two teams have returned, and we'll see the Thunderbirds attacking left to right here in the middle period tonight. Boris Babick to our left, and Anthony Schrum stands tall to our right. Here we go, period number 2, game is tied 1-1. And there's the opening face-off of the middle period of action tonight. Thunderbirds look to move it out towards the logo as they have LaBelle fire ahead to find a play up to Gus Ford. Jan Salak on the far side of the building, and it was played by Ford, but then it goes way down the rink, back into the defensive territory of the Thunderbirds, and it's collected by the netminder Boris Babick. in the near side corner with Dustin Jusseau applying some pressure. We'll see if Twin City can locate it here and move it out. It's an on goal. A save made there by Babick. Nicely done as he got that one with a stick. A deflecting shot that he had to see bounce away from him. Still onside here for the home squad. As it's fired ahead, once again, a deflection. This time it did not make it that far to Babick. In the near side corner, Gallagher holding on to it on the side of the circle, then it's up top to Erickson. Erickson drops it back down low. Connor Craig looks to pull it free from the dasher. Kicked in the near side corner, fouled by the captain, John Butita. 1 minute gone by in period 2. Gus Ford leads a pass ahead to find Jan Salak. Salak tried to step around the defender, fell down. Ford gave a nice pass to Butita, rolls in on goal and covered up by Strum. 18:51 left to go in our second period tonight. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Athens is leading Biloxi 3-0. Watertown with a 1-0 lead on the road against Danbury. Tie game 2-2, Binghamton and Petey. And we'll keep you updated as we always do as the night goes along. They'll hold for the face-off. Look to do it again. Zach White will try to win it here for the Thunderbirds. Has Roman Kramer to his right, Corey Cunningham to his left. And down he goes. Blue Ridge will possess in the near side corner. Top of the far side circle now. Chopped out to center and gathered up by Joe Kennedy. Kennedy looked to use his legs and stretch way back into the defensive zone. He scored at 5:05 of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Kennedy's first goal of the season and career goal number 26. Move along here in the flow second period. It's over the red line. White looks to play it ahead. Back and forth, just away from Cunningham. Then to the far side corner it goes. We'll see if Kramer can locate it. And chopped aside. Top of the far side circle again. This time fouled by Mercurio. He looks to slide a pass up the rink to Nikita Kozarev. Trying to drag it in front of Babick. Couldn't do it. Back behind the net. They'll try to center it here. High in the zone. Slap shot goes well wide of the net. Up and out. So that hit the top portion of the glass and then went into the protective netting to bring us to a stoppage with 17:58 left in the second. Each team making changes. We'll see the Thunderbirds send Nate Keeley to the circle. Has Connor Craig and Josh LaBelle out there on defense. And Keeley's line mates here will be Dion Demke and Jacob Schnock. From the faceoff back in behind the net, collected, run given away. They'll fire one here, and after the shot was fanned on, Demke picks it up, and away they go. Connor Craig took a hit, trying to make the play as he stepped onside. Here in the corner, they find Demke in on goal, and it just went wide after he got a pass from Jacob Schnock. Demke trying to score another one here in this building. As they center it here, Demke in on goal, shut down there. That was blocked, and it went away from Schrum. It was collected by Reller, went off of him, and it went to the far side corner. And the Birds go looking for it here in the attacking territory. It's Keeley, stops on his left foot, and then looks to send a pass. And LaBelle did not hold it onside. He played it from the neutral zone, so it's delayed offside here. Thunderbirds have to retreat back to center, and they'll do that. Found here by Daly. Justin Daly holding on to it. Over the red line he goes. Now to Reller. Back to Daly, back behind the net, looks for a wraparound as he drew Forrest Babick out of the net briefly, but he gets back into position. Bobcats give it away. LaBelle plays up to Butita, and now Keeley. Nate Keeley with a nice move. Butita finds Salak. Jan Salak one-on-one, steps onside, looks to drive it ahead, and they'll move him away from it. Philip Palavic stole it for the Bobcats. Gallagher looks to track it down, but it's played instead by Babick. Babick fired ahead, and back into the corner he goes. Thunderbirds look to find it from there. It's Gus Ford. Ford up to Jan Salak, and here comes Salak as he powers his way through center. Tipped up and into the bench, and a stoppage with 16:19 left to go in the Flow second period. Back on Saturday night, there were no goals in the Flow second period. There were 5 in the first period. Thunderbirds had a 3-2 lead, scoreless in the second period, and then a 2-1 third period in the Culver's third period for a 60-minute total, 3-period total of a 5-3 finish that Twin City won here, won their 12th game overall on the season into victory. Face off outside of the attacking area. That's to our right in period number 2. It's found, though, by Just-So. And Dustin Just-So, who has the goal for the Bobcats, he'll move it near side to Erickson. Down the rink it goes. Far side of the building. Sliding along, collected by Kennedy. Joe Kennedy passes to Richard Dorina. Here's Dorina stepping away from Danny Martin up to Ford. Ford looking for it back behind the goal line. Stolen away on the far side by Salak, and he finds Butita. Butita had it taken aside by Gallagher. They look to flip it to center, and out of the reach of Just-So, found just in time by Boris Babik. Over the red line, it's punched onside by Jan Salak. Goes off the goal stick of Anthony Schrum as he looks to slow it down. Blue Ridge has it. Here they come. Over the red line at center with Stuckless. Doesn't shoot to the head, though. And back in behind the net it goes. Up top, long shot, goes wide of the net. And Twin City clears, here we go. Zach White's going to find it here, looking to give the Thunderbirds a lead. Long shot, and they get back just in time to break up the drive. That was Zach Ross that got back on Zach White. Blue Ridge has it again. They'll step onside with it. Stuckless to a screen, and his shot goes wide. Twin City looking to track it down, and on Babbitt, as he saw that one, found here by Craig. Connor Craig up to Zach White. Roman Kramer's with him. He finds it. Kramer onside, top of the far side circle, then swatted away from him and found back out to center. Connor Craig, good pass to Corey Cunningham. Cunningham, he's in, circles around the zone, holding on to it. Craig finds a pass to Kramer. Roman Kramer in a one-on-one with Ross and fouled by Cunningham, then taken away from Corey Cunningham and moved out of the zone by the Bobcats and Michael Mercurio. Back the other way, back and forth we go. 2 for the media timeout coming up next. Out towards center, grabbed and played ahead by Reller. Reller steps onside, shoots one, and they say no goal. Well, the crowd explodes and the goal horn goes off. They say no goal immediately. And let's see what we have here. 14-11 left to go in the Flow second period. And that long shot, it certainly got behind Babbitt, at least under his arm. And I lost it from there. I saw it go past the arm, and I think the shot may have hit him in the elbow and then dropped straight down. Might have hit the far side post, but it stays out. They won't even look at it. They're that confident. No goal, 1-1. We'll continue on here. Nate Keeley with a defensive zone face-off. We are due for the timeout. There it is. We were due for the media timeout, and they signaled for it. All right, media timeout. We will be right back with more Thunderbirds hockey tied 1-1 here in the second period. Media timeout.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Return from the media timeout here in the Flow second period. 14-11 left to go in period number 2. This game is tied at 1. Quick face-off. Thunderbirds 2 it as we're back. Here we go. Jacob Schnapp powers his way through the neutral zone. Steps onside, dropped it back behind him. Long shot in on goal for Kennedy is blocked and found by Keeley. Nate Keeley looked to play it ahead and then off the intercept. This will be taken aside and moved down the rink by the Bobcats. Long shot there. And a nice save from Boris Babbitt. Stick save that time. Out to center. And it goes back the other way, back in behind the goal of Babbitt as he looks on. Twin City fires ahead. It's up to Keeley. Keeley in the corner. Shooting one. Not much of an angle there, but he tried it. It goes off the glass. He'll stay onside. LaBelle punches it down behind the line. Jan Salak searching for it. Now Keeley across the ring. Still onside for LaBelle. Now Salak back behind that. Cuts away from the defender, Erickson, and taken off of him. And he's knocked down here. Erickson holding on to the back of Salak. And we play even strength. We continue without calls. So we keep moving here. Connor Craig to it. Here we go. Long shot up and out off the deflection. So we have 12:57 now left to go in the second period. Shots are 17-10, favoring of the Bobcats. We're tied here on the scoreboard, though, at 1-1.
Pro tip, get a side of nacho cheese. Dip it. You can be cheesy and corny at the same time.
Face off on the way. Gus Ford readies here in the attacking area. Near side circle and zipped it long. High in the zone, though. Moved away from Twin City, played by Gallagher. So they go back across. They'll move it across the ring here. LaBelle has found it. Here comes Josh LaBelle. Backhand pass picked off, but then Butita played it, looking for an option to Gus Ford. Back and forth they go. Butita, he'll try to find it again. It's over the blue line at center, played by the blue line, then the red line at center, played by Jasso, as he'll step onside. LaBelle looked to take it away. 12:27 left to go in period number 2. Tie game at 1. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey here on the road tonight. Long clear. This is going to go for an icing. And there's the whistle. And so the Thunderbirds and the Bobcats, they will play again tomorrow. It's a new start time, though, moved from the original 6:05 advertised start time tomorrow due to weather concerns. The game will now be played at 2:30. 2:30 the time of tomorrow's game. As these two rivals will face off for the 10th time this season. This is game number 9 tonight. Defensive zone face-off. Thunderbirds will look to track it down. They find it, and LaBelle is to it. Off a deflection there, and no icing. So one linesman was calling it. The other one called him off. That's the right move, by the way, the correct call by the gentleman over in front of the bench as he realized there was a tip through the neutral zone. So we play on here. Bobcats have it onside. And they'll lose it in the far side corner. Now back to it again. Official got run into. And Blue Ridge circling with it. They'll toss it up high. Long shot and deflected well wide of the goal. Ends up along the near side board. Thunderbirds to it here with Cunningham. Here we go. Corey Cunningham one-on-one. Shooting one. Save made by Schrum. And nearly given away by Blue Ridge after that shot was turned away by the netminder. Still with 10 shots for the Thunderbirds. We'll see if they update that. Corey Cunningham looked up. He picked his spot. And Schrum made a save on it. Twin City looking to move it through center. Cunningham will drop it onside. He gets a line change. He's replaced by Dion Demke. It's back for the home team. Here they go through center ice. Onside 2-on-1 down low. They will chop it up and over the goal as Kennedy got back in the last second to break up the play. Now they adjust the shots on net each side. So now showing is 19-12. Favoring the Bobcats. Seth Bacon has it. Bacon has room to work. And he fires up to Daly. Justin Daly onside, looking to give Blue Ridge the lead here in the second period. Thunderbirds try to take it away with Keeley. And then Kennedy down behind the line. They'll center one here. In on goal. Babbitt's got it. Nice save by Boris Babbitt to keep it a 1-1 game. That was the 20th shot of the night officially for Blue Ridge. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Athens on top of Biloxi 4-0. PD and Binghamton tied 3-3. Watertown still leading Danbury by a goal on the road, and Columbus working with a 1-goal lead over Baton Rouge at 2-1 on home ice in the second period. We're back here with the Thunderbirds locating it in the defensive end. Out towards center, could have numbers, but that one just went out of the reach of Connor Craig. He'll try to track it down. In the corner, they'll battle for it. It's along the half wall, Craig and Keeley and Schnapp all look to take it away. By Blue Ridge through the pressure with Gallagher. Toss it off the backhand to Danny Martin. Martin looks to get around LaBelle. Tight turn in the corner, up top, slap shot. And that one's dealt with by Babick. He makes a nice save. He points it away to the far side corner and eventually found by Twin City. Here we go. Demke onside, finds Schnapp, and his shot goes wide of the goal. Dustin just so, he gets back to it. They'll work it onside, long shot deflected, up and out. This is the under 10 media timeout, 9:44 left to go in the Flow second period. Tie game 1-1, media timeout, we'll be right back.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
.44 left to go in period number 2. Defensive zone face-off on the way for Gus Ford as we're back following the media timeout. It goes back to Joe Kennedy, who has scored for the first time this season back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Michael Mercurio onside for the Bobcats, taken away from him. And a pass towards John Butita will miss him. This goes off the pad of Anthony Schrum, though. And so it's no icing, and play continues on with Butita looking to strip it away from Zach Ross. Ross in from center, and Babick makes a save. Melts it down. He thought about playing it, but decided against it. Just wanted to stop the game, and he will get his wish. Tie game 1-1, Topeka and Monroe. 2 games tomorrow have been postponed around the FPHL. Biloxi at Athens and Topeka at Monroe. Those games have been called off for tomorrow and will be rescheduled. Zach White defends its own face-off circle here. He'll try to win it. Taken away from him, though. Long shot deflects wide of the goal. Twin City finds it with Roman Kramer. Kramer looks to move it out towards center ice. Andrioli tries to take it back as he goes back and forth, and now it's in the corner. Back behind the goal. Kennedy watches White play as he zips it along to Igor Ramanel. Ramanel parks himself behind the net. Now he looks to move it out towards the neutral zone. Flashes over the logo, fires ahead into an empty corner. Corey Cunningham finds it, in front he goes, and no shot from Kramer. Pressure from Daly. Kramer zips it across the zone. LaBelle steps up here. He'll turn, shoots one, and it goes wide of the net. Back in behind the goal as LaBelle looked to give the Thunderbirds the lead. It's still 1-1 with 8:25 left to go in the Flow second period. Down the ring, no icing. Found by Brandon Reller. Reller behind the net, centers, no one there. And out towards center, they'll battle for it from there. Here we go. LaBelle's got it. Onside with White. LaBelle trying to get it to him. It's blocked, though. Still loose in front of the net. They look to shoot. They do. It's an on goal. Schrum makes a save. They try to find the rebound. And it goes to the far side of the building. Still onside here for the Thunderbirds. LaBelle goes down to one knee to block the advance. Picked off, and then he shuts down the pass at center. Well, a lot going on there. And Twin City makes changes across the rink. Blue Ridge does as well. And on goal here, goal stick of Babick makes a save on it, covers it. and gets the whistle. So we have 7:43 left to go in the Flow second period. Shot still showing to us as 20-12 here in the building. And so we will keep you with that shots on goal total on the broadcast, and we'll adjust accordingly. Defensive zone face-off. They didn't like it, though, so they'll reset here with Gus Ford and Danny Martin. And now we're playing again as Ford wins it back down behind the line. Collected in play by Ramanel. Ramanel's back down behind the line. Far side post here. And now he drifts through the zone, sets it out over the red line. Jan Salak pushes ahead. Ford's onside and calling for his Butita. Couldn't get it to him, though, as Butita was open in the zone. Butita now finds Ford. Here we go. They're working around the zone's arena. Shoves a pass to Ramanel. Then Salak fires ahead. It's blocked and collected by Blue Ridge. Philip Palavic, he'll charge over the red line, step over the blue line. He's onside here. Dustin just so has it. Back to Halavic in the near side corner. 7 minutes left to go in the Flow second period. Still no penalties called tonight. It's been all even strength 5-on-5. So this game's moving along quite nicely. Ramanel got flipped up high there, and he continues on. They still play 5-on-5. He's lost his stick, and now he's trying to get a change in. Here's Gus Ford to find it. Ford over the blue line in on goal, gloved up by Strum. So no further play. Well, Ramanel might have got flipped up high. I think he's maybe clutching towards his midsection. And he's on the bench. Keep you updated there. Head coach Steve Harris is checking on him.
Happy 9th birthday, Luke, in 102. And happy 12th birthday to Bobby Jane.
Offensive zone face-off here. Keeley will take it. And down it goes. Keeley wins it back to Michael Mania. Mania, he's held up here along the near side boards, driven down to the ice. And gets back to his skates now. Schnapp centers, no one home. Craig will find it, chops it in front, looking for deflection from Schnapp. And LaBelle does a nice job to hold the line there. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to catch up to that one. He barely did. Held it onside briefly, and now the Bobcats are to it, and they'll charge down the ice. And drop it back behind the net, far side of the building, as they'll work it around the zone. Found here by LaBelle. LaBelle has room, patiently waits, then sits in the Schnapp. And back the other way. Big hit there, Connor Craig. He runs over Nick Stuckless. Bobcats pick it up, but Connor Craig at 5'8", 154 just ran over 6'1", 185, Nick Stuckless. Mercurio in on goal, shut down by Boris Babic. Another hit across the rink, that time Mikey Mania involved. Falls down to the near side. Craig goes back behind the net to find Josh LaBelle. LaBelle will stand there. And now he's trying to direct traffic, has his left glove hand in the air, pointing, and then he zips a pass near side to find Zach White. White moves across to Corey Cunningham. He crosses over the blue line and was moved away from it by St. Pierre. Now it's Daly, and Daly will charge ahead up to Reller. Reller, high flip across the rink, it's up and out of play. We're under 5 here, so this should take us to the media timeout, the final one of the Flow second period. So it's a media timeout. The score is tied at 1. We will be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
.455 left to go in the Flow second period. Face-off is outside of the Thunderbirds' attacking territory. As we're back following the final media timeout of period number 2. Blue Ridge looks to advance with it. Justin Daly in the near side corner. They're onside and taken away there by Kennedy. Joe Kennedy back behind the net and high in the zone. Found by the Bobcats. A tip in front of Babbitt. And it falls down. Still in play here. So White moves along to Kramer. Found at center by Cunningham. Cunningham in a one-on-one with Philip Palavic, his number 19 counterpart in the game. And he forces him to the far side corner. Cunningham run into. Stays on his skates, though. He'll find a play to Roman Kramer. Up top they go Kennedy, and it's blocked. Now they got to get back. Here's Weller on a break. Shoot. Save made. Boris Babbitt. The breakaway save on Reller. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the Flow second period. And as that shot went up and out, that's the reason for the stoppage. Brandon Reller denied of his 12th goal of the season, 26th goal of his career by Boris Babbitt, who shut him down, made a key save on a breakaway. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the period. Gus Ford versus Dustin Gisso in the face-off circle, and Ford wins this one. Shot back behind the net from Craig across to LaBelle, and eventually played by Salak, and then LaBelle again, found by Butita. He'll stretch it out to Gus Ford. Ford's onside here, looks to dance around the defender, lost it in front of the goal. And taken back by the Bobcats. Down the rink they go with it. Here's play back behind the goal. As the Thunderbirds try to take it aside. High in the zone, long shot blocked by LaBelle. And it's out to the Bobcat logo at center, and then pulled back into the zone by Robin Erickson. Hounded down the rink, then shut down to the red line by Craig. Plays ahead, looking for a play to Butita, and then Ford. Ford drifting around in the zone, nearly found it, and now he does. He'll have it. Changes being made. Here's Salak shooting one, save made, the rebound's there, found by the Bobcats. And they'll clear it. Gus Ford out there with Kennedy playing, and now Igor Ramanel. Ford will be looking for a change soon as he goes drifting away from Tion Demke. Found by Jacob Schnapp, and it's Kennedy. Kennedy with the pressure in the back of him by Nikita Kozyrev. Played ahead by Mercuria, then back for Kennedy. Back and forth we go. Keeley to Demke. Tion Demke falls down as he slammed on the brakes. Snow shower that fell. Far side of the building. And Keeley's run into. Demke looking for Schnapp in front of the goal. And back behind, he holds on to it. He'll chip it ahead. Far side. This is back for Keeley. Keeley off the boots of a defender. And collected by Kozyrev. They've updated the shots to show 24-15. And so we'll update that for you if you're watching on the video side of things. Here's Schnapp. He'll throw it off the glass at center. We have 2:12 to play in the Flow second period. Changes being made each way. And the Bobcats will send it down the rink. This should be icing. You could hear the linesman call for it there and signal the upcoming icing, and there it is. Just over 2 minutes left to play in period number 2. Danbury leading Watertown 2-1. Columbus leading Baton Rouge 3-2. Tie game 1-1 Topeka Monroe. 6-2 now for Athens over Biloxi. And 3-3 for PD on the road against Binghamton. And the near side corner from the face-off. We'll see if Twin City can track it down, but it's out of the neutral zone. Fouled by Nikita Kozyrev. Kozyrev stops at the top of the far side circle, turns, fires one. It's blocked and covered by Babic. And so the trajectory of that shot was altered as it was blocked in front of Babic, slowly went in front of him. He was able to calmly throw the glove on it, stop the play, get a new face-off on the way here. 1:50 left in the period. Zach White, Roman Kramer out there. Connor Craig. Richard Darina, Corey Cunningham rather, and then Josh LaBelle. And down it goes, and White will win this one into the near side corner. Fouled by LaBelle with 1:44 left to go in the middle period tonight. Game is tied at 1. LaBelle swings to the near side looking for a play from Kramer. Played out of his reach, though, by Timothy St. Pierre. He's new to the lineup, St. Pierre. First career game in the FPHL. Native of Quebec. Out towards center. Onside, White. Shooting one. Glove save made by Schramm. Well, Zach White was that close to giving the Thunderbirds the lead here with 1:18 left to play in period number 2. St. Pierre, the Quebec native from Rimouski, in game number 1. And into the near side corner, collected and played ahead by the Bobcats, out to center to Jusso. I think Sidney Crosby spent some time in Rimouski in his junior career, way back in the day now. Out towards center for Salak. 1 minute left to go in period number 2. Down it goes. Jusso looks to cross over the line. Here's Butita after he took it away. Gus Ford, long shot off the deflection from Gallagher. Falls down across the ring. And Salak elected to take it out to the neutral zone. He zips it back to Igor Ramanow with 37 now left to play in the period. Shot showing to us is 25-17. And it goes bouncing away from Salak, found by Jusso. Late in the period, 27 seconds left. Onside to Gallagher, and he had his head up, couldn't fire it. He lost it. And Jan Salak, so good at protecting the puck, he'll do that there and allow his teammates to get back in position. Here's Butita. He's knocked down behind the goal. Far side corner forward looking for it with 10 seconds left to go in the period. It'll drift along the near side boards. Play by Gallagher. Out through center he goes, way back down the ice and on Babic, and that'll do it for period number 2. And so the second period has ended here tonight at Hitachi Energy Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always, and just like the last time we were here back on Saturday, we have no goals in the middle period. And so the only scoring plays of tonight's game so far, Joe Kennedy at 5:05 of the Pine Tree Tavern first period, even strength goal assisted by Jacob Schnapp and Dion Temke. And then the game tying goal from Blue Ridge and Dustin Jusso, assisted by Carson Gallagher at 8:38, even strength scoring play. So that's the information on the goals we've had tonight. We'll step aside here for our second intermission break. We hope that you enjoy the programming that's on the way. We're tied at 1 here after 2.
Flow Automotive wants your vehicle, and we're currently offering more to keep up with customer demand. You don't even have to buy one from us. Go to flowauto.com and click Sell Trade to get an offer to purchase in minutes. It's that easy. Remember, flowauto.com. We want your car.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
The Canadian USA players came and like, they had nothing to do, you know. They give him the car. apartment, money, and they don't need to figure it out about anything or paper stuff. That's everything the club, you know. They didn't do anything, so they just club everything.
Interesting.
Care about everything, yeah.
So you only played in Slovakia before you came here?
I was in Sweden before and Turkey.
Turkey?
Yeah.
They have hockey there?
Yeah, they got.
Don't they have like a league?
It was like in a.
I was gonna say, I think the league I saw was like only four or five teams, right?
Yeah, when I was there was 8 teams.
Okay.
We fly to the games.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I didn't know it was like between the COVID season. The first season, I was just spending with the practicing because they opened the league, then closed because of COVID. You know, there are a lot of players like this, and then after season, I going to again to the second league or first league because it's our first league is Extraliga, so first league, and I was there practicing, play games, and then just like coming of like decision like we close this league for 2 months or 3, and like okay, so no nobody could do paycheck or something. Like I don't gonna have to work, or I don't have any problem. I usually work. I got a little bit work at home, but like it's not too much. And like okay, I cannot be without money or without hockey, you know. So like I just okay, they just agent called me like I think you don't really gonna like it, but like they give it to you a pretty good offer. And I'm like, yeah, but it still looks better. But you know, see, like you're going to Turkey, you know, like usually people asking, like, yeah, they play hockey, like, and like, yeah, I think yeah. So I just came there, but it was pretty sick actually. I live in the main city.
When does the season start over there? When does it end? Is it
like
the same as here? Or
no. It was like probably between October. I think between October and November. I don't really remember now.
How many games do they play in a year?
I played 23 games with playoff, finals, everything.
That was it?
Yeah.
So it was like we play once a week?
Yeah. It was kind of I was mad about it. I didn't know. They didn't like schedule it and look at it or something. It was like, okay, I just came there. I play 3-4 games, 1 month, and they got rest for 2 weeks. And like they take off, like you got off 2 weeks, and like what? Like, so what are you not supposed to do? Like, oh yeah, we just was practicing and like that. And like okay, whatever. And like after 2 weeks, we play 1 game. We got 1 week off. Well, it's kind of complicated. Like regular season was like 15 games, 14. Then playoff, and that was weird, dude. Like I actually the schedule was pretty bad. I don't know.
So you started in October, but when did you end?
Yeah, we got like 18. We end like March.
Really?
Or 28 February. I think, yeah, something like that. This was last game and final.
Wow.
Because
so it's like 2 months?
Yeah, and then the other players, like other teams, when we got the schedule, because just 4 teams going to the playoff, they play like between each other. Who got most points, they go into the final. Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
Flow Automotive wants your vehicle, and we're currently offering more to keep up with customer demand.
Like okay, whatever. And like after 2 weeks, we play 1 game. We got 1 week off. Well, it's kind of complicated. Like regular season was like 15 games, 14. Then playoff, and that was weird, dude. Like I actually the schedule was pretty bad. I don't know.
So you started in October, but when did you end?
Yeah, we got like 18. We end like March.
Really?
28 February. I think, yeah, something like that. This was last game and final.
Wow.
Because
So it's
we
like
got
2 months.
Yeah, and then the other players, like other teams, when we got the schedule, because just 4 teams going to the playoff, they play like between each other. Who got most points, they go into the final. Yeah.
What? Yeah, I've never heard of this league. That's insane.
Yeah, that was kind of, yeah. And then we play like.
But you did this when you were
3.
But you did this when you were young.
That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. I don't even remember how old you are.
And that was 23. I was pretty old.
Yeah.
Starting to be old.
Yeah.
I mean, I just go in there. I like, okay, whatever. I'm done with hockey. I just thinking about it. I'm gonna be retired. Like, what's the point playing this? Like, like I didn't see any make sense. And then like, I just told my agent, like, if you make like, I can go to the USA. Okay, I will do that. But if not, I'm done. Like, I don't gonna play for $200 or something like that, and then you need work or something. So just like, if you give me like, if I go to the USA, yeah, sure. And then like he called me. I get good news. Like, you can go to FPHL. I'm like, all right. And
here
just
you
figured
are.
out which team you want, and like you figure it out. And then I just talk with the Rattler a little bit, and like, yeah, okay. And I was kind of nervous because I came pretty late here. And he called me like, when do you try coming here? Like, I still waiting for my passport. And like, season started like 16, 17 October, first 2 games in Port Huron.
Yeah.
That I really remember. And I just came 8 or 10 October. Pretty late. 1 week before. But I still practicing. I was 2 months in Slovakian league. So I practiced and I played 3 games and then I left.
That was my first year I stopped playing, so I wasn't really paying attention to everything.
Yeah, but I remember you play a couple of games, no?
I did?
Yeah, I think, you did.
No.
My first year?
No.
I think, yeah. I don't really remember.
Your first year was the year that they went to the championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't play that year. I played the year before that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you play a couple games, no?
No.
When we're missing some guys, no?
No.
So that was my last year.
Last year was the first year that I played with you, yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember. Okay, that's one I remember.
Yeah, because the first time...
First shift, first goal, first game.
First game back in 2 years, yeah. Not a big deal, but...
Not a big deal.
No, that was a very... I can't even describe how that felt, but that was great.
It was pretty good.
It was kind of cool. Okay. Go back to the video, you hear how crazy the crowd went too. It's like, wow. Yeah, and that's part of the special part about being here. It's like the people that appreciate stuff like that and just makes it special.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, that's why we keep staying. So
I love it. This crowd, sometimes crazy, sometimes not, but
they are a very passionate crowd. I will say that. They'll get on you, which, you know what, as an athlete, to have like accountability to like perform is one thing, which isn't too bad, but you know, it's within reason. You don't want to be too extreme. I mean, you can't demand perfection all the time.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, speaking about that, then, like, what are your thoughts about this year, and how do you feel about everything?
I feel pretty good, actually. It's team different now. It's not like supposed to be like a couple of years ago, but it is what it is right now, and we still try fighting of every point. So yeah, but I feel good. Now I'm playing more games, so I kind of used it in the crease. So I feel pretty good. I hate lose, but sometimes you cannot do everything. So
of course,
I think it's all right.
Speaking of Troy, we got a question here about Troy. Wants to know about the 1 game suspension. What prompted that for him to be suspended 1 game? And also, there's a note on here that says his fighting opponent there was not suspended.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't. It didn't have anything to do with the fight. It was there was a play away from the game, and they sent the tape in, and he went by somebody and elbowed him and actually hit him in the head, and that's one of those no-nos that the league is trying to get away from, and I understand it. It was just one of those situations where he went by him and stuck his elbow out and hit him, but he hit him in the head. And as I said, the way things are with concussions nowadays, they're just trying to stay away from that. So I understand that. It was a tough one because I thought he played really well there on Saturday night, and it's too bad we're going to lose him for Friday.
Connor, we touched on this a little bit, but what do you like to do in your free time? And maybe not specifically here since you're kind of new, but just in general.
Like when I'm back home in the summer, I like to play I play softball. Okay. And then I go fishing a lot.
Cool.
Side by
Is
side.
it slow pitch or do you play fast pitch?
Slow pitch.
Slow pitch.
I'm not that good.
See, he's starting to get a little older. When you're younger, you always play. Back in Ontario, I played fast pitch, and then the older you get, you go slower.
Yeah.
Do you have any pets?
I have 3 cats and 2 golden retrievers.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Very busy. Nice. This question says, who are you the closest to on the team?
Probably LaBelle or Troy, just because I know them from before.
This is a great question. Who on the team thinks that they're funny, but they actually aren't?
I don't know. I could be thrown in there, probably.
Okay. Fair
We'll
enough.
put you up there on the first. Okay.
Yeah. All right. This question says, what hurts more, a slap shot to the leg or coach yelling at you?
A slap shot to the leg, probably. Last longer.
Okay.
Most guys, and it's the guys that a coach football talked about coaches and players and about how hard he was on and yelling at players and coaches that he worked with, and not most coaches, yell for a minute, and then once that's over, it's over. You know what I mean? You move on very quickly. Like, I can tell Connor, like, you made a mistake, and why'd you do that? But then, as soon as once that happens, it's over. You got to move on. Especially in this game here, you can't. As a coach, if you sit and dwell about it, then that doesn't help him, and then him, if he dwells on it, then that doesn't help him either. So it's most like, I like to talk to guys. As I said, if I'm not talking to you, then you're kind of in trouble, and so I like to talk, and as I said, sometimes you're a little more stern than other times. But as I said, it's all because I want them to be better, and I think they understand that too.
Connor, if the team had a reality TV show, who's getting the most screen time?
I could see LaBelle getting a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
I could too.
He's quite the character.
A good choice there. Yep.
Boots.
Yeah, Boots too.
Boots probably in there. I don't know. Yeah, those two probably. Yeah, probably those two. I agree with them.
Okay. You touched on this, just things that you like doing, but what would you be doing if you weren't a hockey player?
I don't know. Probably working at a rink.
Okay.
No, no.
Okay.
Not that. That's a terrible answer. Okay. What would I be doing?
Did you go to school?
No.
No.
Well, that's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. I got you. But no, that's a tough question. Like, that's why, like over the years, I've known guys, they played at this level or they've played at different levels. and you find something that you like. Joe Kennedy, all of a sudden, he's working here now. He's got a great job. You look at Peter Panachek, same thing. Didn't know where he was going. Now he's working, doing very well. Josh Koplinger there, I know he went to school, but he didn't know what he was going to do. Next, he fell into what he was doing. So there's a time to worry about it. And as I said, this is a time to enjoy the game, and hopefully something can happen and where you're at. And as I said, that's what most guys are trying to do.
I think we've had something similar to this question before. How many penalties would you have if the refs could read your mind?
A lot.
Yeah.
Like, too many.
I wouldn't be coaching. They'd probably kick me out all the time. I'd be in the stands with you probably watching, having a cold beer, just sitting there going, okay, I guess I'm done for this game.
Coach, we've been talking about Bobcats a lot. We'll talk about them some more here. So it's an opponent that you certainly know well. It's been a tightly contested season series, 8 games. Each team's won 4. You got 4 games left, including 2 this weekend and then 2 in the final weekend of the regular season in April. And so, what do you think here coming up for these 2 games?
Well, in all honesty, it's probably going to be a lot like it was last weekend. And we're going to have to play well. We're going to have to make sure we're ready. And as I said, I hate to keep harping on it, but I like where we're going. I like things are starting to click a little bit. We're starting to feel good, I think, good about ourselves, and we just got to keep moving forward. And we can't take steps back right now. We've got to keep forging on, and coach's job is going to be to keep pushing these guys as hard as we can to get to where we want to get to. So this is going to be one of those weekends again. We've got to play within ourselves. Try to be successful, and that's how it's going to be. I don't see a game where someone's going to win 5-0 or something like that. I think it's going to play who plays well, and hopefully everybody puts their best foot forward and takes care of business.
Connor, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Did you have fun?
Sure.
A man of many words.
That's it.
A man of many words.
All right, everyone. Thanks again. Thanks to Dave and Busters. We'll see you next
everybody.
week. Thank you.
See you on the weekend.
They call it the Madhouse. I can see why. A track where sparks fly under the lights, grudges grow, and Hall of Fame careers are born. This isn't just a race, it's a reckoning. Welcome back to Bowman Gray. Buckle up, because things are about to get mad.
Welcome back for the 3rd and final frame of regulation time tonight. It's the Culver's 3rd period. The game is tied at 1. Puck drop at center ice. And we're back. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey on the road tonight, facing off against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And the Thunderbirds moving right to left in this 3rd period. No scoring back in the 2nd period, so we begin the 3rd even strength and a tie game at 1-1. It's been all even strength tonight. We're not had a single penalty called in tonight's game. Here's Holovic, onside, long shot, stick save made. You could hear it ring out loudly by Boris Babic. From the far side of the building, just a half a minute gone by here in the Culver's 3rd period. Bobcats will look to drive it ahead. Thunderbirds look to steal it back away. Here's LaBelle to find it. LaBelle gave it away, though, back behind the net. Bobcats will send a pass. Gasseau standing in front. Long shot, and a save made through traffic. Another one, in on goal. Babic with a nice save. Couple of nice saves there for Boris Babic here in our Culver's 3rd period. Tie game, 1-1. Hungry fans, well, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger, fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection and served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to Delicious. Defensive zone face-off for Zach White. Shot on the way, though, as he lost it, and it's blocked. Another drive, and it goes wide of the goal. Corey Cunningham chips across to Kramer. Here we go, 2-on-1. Thunderbirds look to take the lead early in the period. Kramer in front as he shot for a rebound, and it was kicked out by Schrum. And White couldn't find it on the far side. That was a low shot from Kramer as he wanted to give up a bit of a rebound there, and he did. But they couldn't produce the the go-ahead goal here in this tie game in one. They'll try it again. Kramer from the near side goes way around there and collected by Kennedy. Joe Kennedy has the Thunderbirds' only goal so far. They center, no one home, goes way down the rink and played by Boris Babic in the near side corner. Tie game 1-1. Shots are 25-18, favoring Blue Ridge after that drive in on goal from Roman Kramer. Kramer looking to score for the 10th time this season. He has 15 assists. Far side, they'll get it back onside. Bacon run into. And the Thunderbirds hold on to it. Craig, long shot off the deflection, goes well wide and finishes here in the near side corner. Found by the Bobcats. Out to center they go with it. Onside is Reller. Back behind the net. Down here by Schnapp. Schnapp looks to power it out of the zone. And on goal. Rebound good up though by Babic. He's got it. And he'll cover it. That was a lively play off the end wall. And then the Bobcats regathered and put another drive in on Babic. No face-off. They'll hold it for now. And now they'll ask Gus Ford to go to the hash marks. Replaced here by John Butita. And we're back. Bobcats find it, and it's shut down by Connor Craig in the far side corner, and out to the blue line it goes. Here we go, Jan Salak. Off the left wing, looks to step onside with teammate Gus Ford. Salak put it down low. It's back behind the goal of Schrum, then played by the Bobcats to center. And then Craig got tied up there. And here comes Blue Ridge the other way. Gallagher looks to center. He'll drop it back, and the Thunderbirds steal it. Looks like Craig got tripped up, and we continue on here 5-on-5 as they miss the pass there. Just so regathers. And he steps onside. And they'll give it away once more. Here's Butita. John Butita, great pass to find Ford. He's open. Waiting, and he'll try to send it around the boards here. Joe Kennedy aggressively looking to skate down the half wall and play it. It's out to center, though. Goes by Dorina. Played by the Bobcats, and then once again, right back for Kennedy. Kennedy finds Dorina on the pass. Here goes Richard Dorina. 15th game of the season for him. Held onside by White. Spinning around, and he lost the handle, and Kramer will look to find it here. Goes to Cunningham. Kramer. White's open in front. Back to Cunningham. Open in front again. They fire it on net looking for a rebound, and Schrum sees it go back behind the goal line in the far side corner. Nice little play there between the hash marks on in for the Thunderbirds. Unable to find the go-ahead goal for now. It's still a tie game at 1, and Twin City with now 19 shots on goal. Blue Ridge with 28. We played 4 minutes here in the Culver's third period on this Friday night. Over the blue line, here's White. White holding on to it and lost the handle. Cunningham gets it to LaBelle in front, looking for a tip, and it goes wide as Zach White was standing there waving his stick in front of the glove hand of Schrock, and they nearly got that bounce to go. They'll work for it here again. In front of the bench, Andrioli, he's thrown down to the ice by Craig and then given a shove by Jacob Schnapp. In on goal, Babic will cover it here. And a stoppage with 15:23 left to go in the Culver's third period. 5-on-5 we play as things will reset. Defensive zone face-off. Nate Keeley, and the face-off one away from him by Brandon Reller. Toss down behind the goal line, fouled by Kennedy. Kennedy along the near side to look to move it out. It goes out to Keeley. Keeley will chop it ahead and takes a lively bounce there. It was free in the zone for a moment. And taken back by the Thunderbirds here in the defensive end. Igor Ramanel. Over 5 minutes have been played, so we're due for the next media timeout as Ramanel will move it out towards center. Just along the blue line and back the other way, collected and played by Kennedy. Go Kennedy. Away from Igor Ramanel, gets it again. Just out of his reach, collected again this time by the Bobcats and St. Pierre. High deflection, look out, it's in the crowd. And that'll send us to the media timeout. 14:36 left to go in the Culver's third period. Tie game at 1. And we will hold as they've not yet given us the signal. And let's see if they realize it. There it is. All right, media timeout. We'll step aside and be right back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Tie game at 1.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporary. As proud sponsors of the Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Tie game 1-1, 14:36 left to go in our Culver's third period. Face-off is directly on the logo at center ice. As the linesman has it, down it goes, and we're back in this tie game. Bobcats will pull it back to the defensive blue line and look to work from there. Gallagher, onside he goes with it, and played by Halavic after the Thunderbirds shut it down to the opposite blue line. Monroe has a 2-1 lead on Topeka. Here's a giveaway look out here as Gallagher blasted in on Babic. Another try, they score! Well, Babic played it to the Bobcats along the near side. They quickly threw one wide of him, and then on the other side they had a shot. And with Babic out of position, in it went. Unassisted goal as it came from Boris Babic, and that seemed like it was going to be a harmless play there. You heard me. I thought I had time to check in on some scores. Didn't look like a whole lot was going on, and all of a sudden, Babic had given it to the Bobcats. And so it's a 2-1 lead with under 14 minutes now left to play in the Culver's third period. The Thunderbirds are down for the first time tonight. See if they can get it tied up. Plenty of time left. Blue Ridge makes a play at center, though. 2-on-1. 2-on-0 as they get by Kennedy. They fire and he goes wide, but a penalty's been called. It's the first one of the night. And Joe Kennedy will be guilty of the hooking infraction. And they announce the penalty to Kennedy. It's Kennedy's third penalty called against him this season here in his sixth game. Thunderbirds on the Bobo's Deli Grill penalty kill for the first time tonight. They're 82 of 115 on the season, 71.3%. The Bobcats looking to score in the power play for the 30th time this year. And they've won the face-off here. They'll zip it down low. In front, chance, and we'll see if Schnapp can find it. Jacob Schnapp gets to it. And he'll look to play it down the ring. Moves it up, trying to find a play up to Keeley. And it's high in the air and then back down again. Bobo's Deli Grill penalty kill here in the Culver's third period with 13-18 left on it. And another call on the way as Schrum's out of the net. And they'll get the extra attacker out there. They'll reset things as Babick makes a save when we get a chance. Here's Ross. Goes across. They look to shoot. They do. Shot block up and out of play. All right. So another penalty called here. 13:01 left in this Culver's third period. And Jacob Schnapp will be penalized. And so they'll announce a penalty to Schnapp. And there's the slashing announcement. So it's a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 19 seconds officially as we're back. Bobcats had it. Up on a two-man advantage, up by one on the scoreboard, looking for another one. Philip Halavic, near side, zips it across. Kozyrev up top, Mercurio one more time, slap shot. He goes well wide of the net and almost out of the zone. White looks to force it out, but held onside by the Bobcats. They fire and score on a one-timer. And it's 3-1. And so it's a 2-goal lead for Blue Ridge after that shot goes in on the far side of a slap shot. Dustin Jasso made it 2-1. And they'll get another one here. Joe Kennedy, his penalty comes off the board, hooking at 6:19. Jacob Schnapp is still in there slashing at 7:01. It's Nick Stuckles, who has given the Bobcats a 2-goal lead, scoring on the 5-on-3 power play. The goal is at 7:28 on the power play from Nikita Kozyrev and Michael Mercurio. So the Thunderbirds still in the Bobo's Deli Grill penalty kill, a 5-on-4 here in the Culver's third period. Far side, they'll find it here, and Igor Ramanow will jam it down the ice. Back behind the goal for Anthony Schrum to play it. He's the goaltender for the Bobcats. And they move from the defensive end. Out towards the red line at center. 8 minutes have been played here in the period. Thunderbirds look to play it ahead shorthanded as Connor Craig nearly had an option up to Jan Salak. But the advance was stopped, and all of a sudden Twin City's down by a pair here and still killing this penalty to Schnapp. Here's Jasso. Looks to step around Keeley. Keeley does a nice job to get around Jasso and then find it off the backhand it goes. He's able to move it down the rink. Blue Ridge holding on to it with Philip Halavic. They'll move along to Robin Erickson. And shut down the line and cleared again by Josh LaBelle. 20 seconds remain on the penalty to Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp is standing in the penalty box. And offside, they'll call this back at the blue line. So 11:08 left to go in the period, and we see 8 seconds left on the call to Schnapp. Face-off will be outside of the Thunderbirds' defensive territory. Zach White will take it as he matches up against Michael Mercurio. And down he goes. So it's cleared down the ring, and Schnapp will exit the box now. And so the Thunderbirds kill off the second penalty, but Blue Ridge will score on the Joe Kennedy one. Roman Kramer drops it onside from the neutral zone. We're 49 seconds away from the halfway point of the period. Chance onside for Cunningham, and it goes away from him, looking for a tip and a far shot there that goes wide of the net. Zach White was on the doorstep after Ramanel let the drive go, and now he'll play it. Igor Ramanel holding on to it, fires it up the near side. Here's Cunningham. Corey Cunningham stops on a dime there, looks to zip it across the zone. It's intercepted by the Bobcats. Radchenko played along, and here they come again. Far side, Demetrius centers, no one there, and it's found by Zach White. He turns, fires a pass, good one out to Kramer. Roman Kramer enters the zone onside, back to Cunningham, trying to get it back to Kramer. Rolling in front, they chop it towards the net, and it goes wide of the goal. Kramer goes in front looking for a play, and it's shoved aside by the goal stick of the netminder Anthony Schramm. Far side corner now. Here's Zach White on the attack. Finds Roman Kramer in the near side corner. Works it up high to Connor Craig. Back to Kramer. Kramer shooting one through a screen, goes up and out. And that'll take us to the media timeout. 9 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in our Culver's third period tonight. And it's time to step aside for a media timeout. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. We'll be right back.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
And your jersey raffle. First 50-50. 151-129.
Welcome back inside Hitachi Energy Arena with a 3-1 score. 9:44 left to go here in the Culver's third period. Gus Ford in the offensive zone face-off circle. And down behind the goal line it goes. Jacob Schnapp, by the way, as you hear the fans cheering, he is now walking down towards the locker room. And so that's the reason that you hear the cheers, as Schnapp appears to be done for the night. Stick went flying there in the attacking area by Butita. Then it got booted up high in the air by Raman Erickson. And Butita's not going to like that. He's shaking his head. Thunderbirds have it here in the defensive end, holding on to it with 9:13 left to play in the Culver's third period. It's a 2-goal lead at 3-1 for the Bobcats. Shots are 33-20. Here's Gus Ford. Over the logo he goes. Fires ahead of Butita. They try to fire a pass back to Ford. It was taken aside and back and forth. Found here by Kennedy. Kennedy goes across. Quickly played by Richard Dorina. There's a check in front of the Thunderbirds bench. By Andrioli. Onside. Reller turns and fires one off the glass. Still onside. A chance for the Bobcats. Down behind the net. Reller looks to center, and it's found here and chipped into the near side corner by Corey Cunningham. In front, saved made by Babbitt, gave up a rebound, but a stick lift will prevent another chance as the Thunderbirds will now look to move it out through center. Onside, Kramer slides in front, they score! Cunningham, and it's 3-2. Nice play there from Roman Kramer to find a play along to Corey Cunningham. It's his 6th of the year, 52nd of his career. And just like that, we got a 1-goal game.
And it's a quarterback goal. It's 11 minutes, 49 seconds into the third period by number 19, Corey Cunningham, from number 18, Roman Kramer, and number 20, Zach White.
Cunningham from Kramer and White. 3-2, 8:11 left to go.
Harrison jersey, winning ticket number is 023.
And from the face-off, Thunderbirds have won it. So Connor Craig holding on to it. Now the defensive territory will go out to Michael Mania. Out through center. Twin City looking once again here in the third period for the game-tying goal. Down by 1 as LaBelle finds Connor Craig. Craig's run into, looking for a play to Mania. Dion Demke will chop it ahead. Goes down into the near side corner. Twin City fighting for it, making a change up top. Kennedy's on the ice now. And taken away as the Bobcats will work it left to right. Back behind the goal of Schrum they go. 7.5 to play in the Culver's third period. Radchenko, he'll take his time down behind the goal line. Keeley pressuring in front of the net. And they'll fire out to the neutral zone. Over the center ice red line. Igor Ramanel played it and delayed offside, and there's the call from the linesman. 7:15 left to go in our Culver's third period. Hey, Thunderbirds fans, got a sweet tooth? Well, Culver's fresh frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Face-off victory for the visitors. Thunderbirds have it here. They'll move it up to Jan Salak. As they zip it across the rink and step onside, Kennedy rolls away from him as he tries to put it down behind the line and give Gus Ford a chance to play it. And icing will be called against the Bobcats here on a long play from our left. Take the icing away. Head coach Steve Harrison not happy with that. And they're going to drop it at center instead. John Butita doesn't agree with it either. Try from the logo at center, and away we go. Blue Ridge wins possession of the puck. It's a 1-goal game. The Bobcats leading the Thunderbirds 3-2 with 6:45 left to go in the Culver's third period. Turnover. Butita in front of the net. He goes, looks to fire, and it was stripped away from him. Thunderbirds screaming for a penalty there, and they didn't get it. And so Kennedy goes back to play it here. Alavic takes it off the backhand. He'll chip it ahead. Back behind the net he goes. 6:22 left to play in the third. Igor Ramanel flashes in from center, fires ahead, and the Thunderbirds making changes as he got it deep. Just so, he's looking for the hat trick. He's got 2 in the game. Stuckless in on goal, save made by Babbitt. 6 saves made that time. 6:02 left. Far side corner. Twin City in search of it. Up top it goes, long shot, in on goal, save made by Babbitt. Loose in front of him, found by LaBelle. And LaBelle will move it out to center, right back the other way. Igor Ramanel to it. Holding on. Back pedals, and now he stands behind the goal of Boris Babbitt. 5 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. And the Thunderbirds down 3-2. White sips it across the rink. Got it back from Kramer in front of the goal. They win, and they had a chance in a play there from Cunningham right on the doorstep. Goes away from him. And Andrioli and the Bobcats will bring it onside. Carson Andrioli drives it back behind the net. One-timer stick goes flipping through the air as they couldn't get that one to go with Daly. Thunderbirds will find the puck and move it down the rink. Just over 5 to play in the game in regulation time. Back behind the goal line. Thunderbirds will try to apply some pressure here, but for now, it's Robin Erickson just stick handling back and forth. Mania may have to go after him. And now he thinks about it, and now he'll go after him and send some pressure that way. Craig hauled down at center, and no penalty. Keep moving on. Even strength. Keeley goes up the left wing. Now it's across the rink. Kennedy has to get back here as the Bobcats find it. Could have numbers. They cross onside. Kennedy with a defensive effort to the far side corner. Now it's played in front of the net of Babick. They center it. Radchenko shoots it off a deflection. Play with a high stick. And there's the stoppage. So it's a puck play with a high stick, and that should send us to our final media timeout of this Culver's third period, and it will. Media timeout will step aside and be right back. Thunderbirds down by a goal at 3-2.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
.418 left to go in the Culver's third period as we return from the media timeout. The face-off is won by the Thunderbirds. They'll move it down the ring quickly. They trail by a goal at 3-2. They'll need the next scoring play here tonight as the Bobcats will move it down the ring. Towards the icing line it goes. Icing has been called. So we have 3:59 now left to play in our third period. Thunderbirds fans, the official chiropractor of the Twin City Thunderbirds is Dr. Dirk Willard with Total Health Chiropractic. If you're hurt, call Dr. Dirk at 336-705-5537. You can also visit youhurtcalldrdirk.com. Offensive end face-off. Just under 4 minutes to play in a one-goal game. Thunderbirds win it here. Up top it goes. Played by Joe Kennedy. John Butita trying to put it in front. They fire in on goal from point-blank range from Gus Ford. And a save made by Schrum, and it's up and out of play. Well, that rolling puck just found its way to Gus Ford sitting in front of the net. And nearly the game-tying goal this team has been looking for. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Monroe leading Topeka 3-1. Columbus leading Baton Rouge 5-3. Danbury over Watertown 2-1. Athens has a 12-3 lead over Biloxi. And Binghamton beat PD 6-3 earlier tonight. We're back. Thunderbirds look to chase it down here. It's to center. They were aggressive off the face-off, so it could be numbers for the Bobcats. They'll look to center in front of the net. Here goes off the side of the goal. High in the air, it's down. And Babick's got it. And he had that one pinned to the far side post. 3:35 left to go in regulation time. Shots are 37-23. And it's a one-goal lead for the home team. Thunderbirds will be the home team tomorrow night. And now to tomorrow afternoon. 2:30 start. They have the threat of impending weather, and so the start time again moved up tomorrow, 2:30 at the fairgrounds. Face off and a victory for the Bobcats, but a shot block and a steal. Cunningham on a break, trying to tie the game. Backhand drive, rebounds there, they're looking for it. Found by Kramer, and still onside here for the Thunderbirds after Cunningham was denied. Now he goes down, and it's collected by Blue Ridge. Played by Josh LaBelle. LaBelle put it back onside. He was briefly out to the neutral zone. Just over 3 minutes now left to go. Good collision across the rink by Cunningham. And on goal, shut down by Boris Babic. LaBelle, he'll go across. Quick pass. And collected here by Connor Craig. Craig went back to LaBelle. Zipped it ahead. It was blocked, though. Corey Cunningham blocked a shot moments ago and then created some transition hockey and nearly was able to tie it. Blue Ridge off a turnover. Here they go. The shot and a save by Babic. Aggressive on Brandon Rallery, shuts it down and keeps it a 1-goal game. And the near side corner for Daly. Is it still onside for the Bobcats? They go back behind the net. We'll see if Zach White can take it away. He goes down with 2:25 left to go in the Culver's third period. Thunderbirds on the road tonight, down by a goal at 3-2. Down by White. And out to center, they come with it. Here we go. Salak will drop it onside. Babic stays put for now. And taken back by Blue Ridge. They look to move it out to center, and they move it all the way down the rink. This could go for an icing, but it's down by Ramanel. And here comes Boris Babic. Babic is out. The extra attacker is on the ice. Less than 2 minutes to play. Thunderbirds look to track it down. And we'll see if they can tie the game. Held onside. Igor Ramanel back to center ice as he's forced out to the neutral zone. 1:43 left to go. He's backing up, swings a pass, and misses everyone. Down the rink it goes. Icing called against the Thunderbirds. They'll have to put Babic back in. 97 seconds left. Let's see if Coach Harrison wants to use his timeout here or if we'll play on. Babic's back. I think he'll hold on to it. And the Thunderbirds look to win the faceoff, and they do. Back behind the goal. Time is winding down, though, with 1.5 left. Zach White onside. Couple of nice moves stolen away from him. Babic's out of the net. And Blue Ridge will take it back. Then they turn and they give it away. Kramer in front. He goes looking to fire out in front is White. And Schrum is diving all around. Can they get it back to Kramer? In the corner. Along the half wall. They battle for it. Zach White racing in aggressively. 65 seconds left to play. Thunderbirds down 3-2. Blue Ridge finds it. The clear is on. To the line. Not out. Still onside here. And across the zone they go with it. 54 seconds left. Extra attacker, 6-on-5. Ramanel towards the net, shut down with a save. And the clear is on, it's out. And they got to play towards the net. They'll fire and score. And Nikita Kozyrev, in all likelihood, has put this game away at 4-2. 41.5 left to go. And the rematch is tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 in Winston-Salem. Face-off in the neutral zone. And the face-off win for the Thunderbirds. Played by Halavic. Halavic goes ahead, then back behind the net for Connor Craig as we're in the final half minute of the third period tonight. It's a 4-2 lead for the Bobcats. They hold it onside. Thunderbirds take it off. Josh Ford has it. Here's Ford. Gives the pass to Butita. They step over the line, looking for it in front of the net here. Ford couldn't find it. Salak trying to get to it. One more drive, and it goes wide off the glass. Twin City has time if they can find it and fire towards the goal, but it's picked off, and the Thunderbirds will drop this one tonight. The final score is 4-2. So Twin City has lost for the 17th time this year in regulation. Goal scorers tonight were Joe Kennedy and Corey Cunningham. Kennedy back in the first period, Cunningham here in the third period. But at the end of the night, it's a 2-goal loss at 4-2. And these two teams will see each other tomorrow. And so the series will shift back to the fairgrounds. And we'll have a new start time tomorrow at 2:30. Seth Bacon goes over to the Thunderbirds bench here as John Butita takes the sticks away. Dion Dempke as well. And that's going to do it for the game tonight, as head coach Steve Harrison and Zach White will be the last to leave. They go to the corner, and out they go. And the Bobcats will celebrate here with their fans on home ice on this Friday night. So we'll step aside for one last break. This will be about the same break as our normal media timeout, roughly 90 seconds, and then we'll come back for the post-game show to recap tonight's game and look forward to the rematch tomorrow. It's a 2:30 start at the fairgrounds tomorrow. It's a 4-2 final tonight. We'll step aside one last time and then come back for the post-game show.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
All right, welcome back inside Hitachi Energy Arena. Kendall Grayson with you for the post-game show here on YouTube, Facebook, and WTOB Radio. We thank everyone for tuning in tonight as the Thunderbirds drop this one. Again, the final score this evening is 4-2. Nice moment back in the first period as Joe Kennedy scores for the first time this season. He's back in the lineup this weekend, back out of retirement again, as he's being called upon once more. This was his 6th appearance of the season and his first goal. Second point, though. He had an assist earlier in his time this year. And so he scores for the first time this season. This was career game number 142 for Kennedy. And he scores goal number 26. And as he was called for a penalty in the third period, he hits 200 penalty minutes in his career. He entered tonight's game with 198 in his FPHL career. So it's Joe Kennedy from Jacob Schnapp and Dion Dempke at 5:05 of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. A bit of an odd play and bounced around a little bit there in front of the goal and went in off of Kennedy. Kennedy was able to see it go in and be the last Thunderbird to touch it. And so in it went. Good play, legal goal, and it's 1-0. And Jacob Schnapp gets an assist for the 5th time this season. Dion Dempke with an assist for the 4th time this year and 5th time overall in his career. And so the Thunderbirds were up 1-0 at that point. That lasted for about 3.5 minutes as an even strength goal scored at 5:05, and then another even strength goal, this time for the opposition, is scored at 8:38. Dustin Jusso gets a goal with Carson Gallagher on the assist. And the game goes from 1-0 to 1-1. Shots on net officially were 13-9, favoring Blue Ridge there in the opening period of tonight's game. So 13-9 there, shots on goal, 1-1. And just like the last time we were here back on Saturday of last week, there's no goal production for either team in the middle period. So we go to the second period, the Flow second period here on the broadcast, and no one able to score. So it's 1-1 after one, and then it's 1-1 after 2. Shots on goal in the middle period were 12-8. We go to the third period this evening, and the first goal of the period was scored by Dustin Just So. It was an even strength scoring play from Carson Gallagher and Danny Martin. And at that point, Bobcats lead at 2-1 at 5:49. Quickly thereafter at 7:28, it's a 5-on-3 power play goal, as the Thunderbirds were called for the only penalties in tonight's game. Back-to-back penalties called to Joe Kennedy hooking at 6:19, and Jacob Schnapp went off for slashing at 7:01. So it created a 5-on-3, and the Bobcats able to capitalize. They score a power play goal from Nick Stuckless, from Nikita Kozyrev, and Michael Mercurio. So they get the assists on the play, and it's 3-1 for the Bobcats as they strike on the power play. The final goal of tonight's game was scored by Corey Cunningham. Great play up the ice. Roman Kramer drew the attention of the opposition, and Kramer was able to slide it right out in front of the goal, and Corey Cunningham just sort of tapped it in there. Pretty easy play from him, from his standpoint. Just put himself in a good spot. That's what you like to do, and Kramer was able to get it to him, and in it went. So it's 3-2 at that point, as Corey Cunningham puts the Thunderbirds on the board with that even strength scoring play to make it again 3-2, with Roman Kramer and Zach White assisting. So that's the Thunderbirds' final scoring play of the evening. And, of course, the final goal overall for either team was Nikita Kozyrev scoring into an empty net at 19:19 of the third and final frame of regulation time tonight. Carson Gallagher and Anthony Schrum, the goaltender, is credited with an assist on that play. So it's a 4-2 loss behind enemy lines tonight. Shots on goal in the third period were 15-10. So it's 13-9 for Blue Ridge in the first, 12-8 for Blue Ridge in the second, 15-10 for Blue Ridge in the third, 40-27 overall tonight for the Bobcats over the Thunderbirds. And the final score in tonight's game was 4-2. We'll have one final look at the out-of-town scoreboard report, and here's what we have for you for scores from around the FPHL this evening. And we'll check in again on the out-of-town scoreboard report. Columbus over Baton Rouge 5-3. Monroe leading Topeka 3-1 in the second period. Danbury 2-1 over Watertown. And again, I mentioned this one earlier, 12-3. Athens over Biloxi in the third period. And Binghamton comes back to defeat the PD IceCats. The good news is, Thunderbirds fans, that the Thunderbirds will not drop a spot in the standings. They still are tied with PD, the team that has tied them on points, but the Thunderbirds have the tiebreaker. So it's Thunderbirds in fourth place in the Continental Division, and PD, the IceCats, in fifth place due to that tiebreaker. So although the Thunderbirds drop tonight's game, they will not be overtaken in the standings tonight by the IceCats. We go to tomorrow. We need to tell you about two games that have been wiped off the schedule for tomorrow. That's Biloxi at Athens. That game has been called off, and Topeka at Monroe has also been called off for tomorrow. Indiana's on the road at Port Huron tomorrow night at 8:05. Danbury will have a 7:30 start against Watertown, home game for the Wolves there in that matchup. Columbus with a 7:05 puck drop on home ice against Baton Rouge. Binghamton will have a home game against PD once again at 7 o'clock. And that brings us to our game, which will start early now. 2:30 is the start time for tomorrow's game in this rematch between these rivals, as the Bobcats take the lead in the season standings, season series, as they did here last week. They won the first game and went up 4-3. And then, of course, the Thunderbirds won on Saturday night, made it 4-4. And now the Bobcats have won 5 of the first 9 games. Thunderbirds in game number 10 between these two teams. They will look to even up that season series at 5 wins apiece for the home game tomorrow. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight on YouTube, Facebook, and our audio partners on the radio dial at WTOB. Kendall Grayson, thanking you for tuning in and also signing off for tonight's broadcast. Until tomorrow afternoon, we'll be live in Winston-Salem. The pregame show begins at 2:15 ahead of a 2:30 start time. Good night from Wytheville, and the final in tonight's game, again, is the Blue Ridge Bobcats 4 and the Twin City Thunderbirds 2.